I'll call this Bang Bang.
Seriously?
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang. I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth calls Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand. Please state your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, 𝗺𝗺𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃.
You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
My name's Aidan Kearney,
also known as Turtleboy.
He is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan. We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You did not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I know you
do. People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never gonna stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated, I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Noise. Go, baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up the thing, it should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Boom. What's up, turtle people? How's everyone doing tonight? Good? Good. Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aidan Kearney. You can call me a variety of names if you'd like. I go by Clarence Woods Emerson. That's my Facebook name. You can follow me on there. Every morning I do a little bus stop live routine to start the day. Follow me on there for the boomers on the book still, including me. I have boomer tendencies, I guess. You can call me Uncle Turtleboy, and I don't know. People are like, I look red. It's this shirt. It's this shirt. I could change shirts if you want, but I can't. It's like a salmon colored shirt, and it's weird. It's just this color. The light reflects off it onto my face. It's freaking weird. It's distracting. It is distracting. Should I change shirts? Should I? We'll take a vote. Should I change? All right, let's take a vote right now to start us off. We're off to a rough start. All right. Hold on. Start a poll. Okay. Should I change shirts? Okay, because this is distracting. I'm not going to lie. I contemplated it earlier, but I like my Julie Nagel is a piece of shit shirt. I really like it. And I'm not changing on cam. I'm looking like fraud on the golf. All right, let's see what people say. Okay. Should I change shirts? Stream shirtless. No, I did that once on New Year's. That's one time. All right. 69% say yes. 1,000 votes are in. All right. I got to change shirts. Hold on. I've got another shirt. Hold on. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. It's like, because it's distracting. I look like a goddamn lobster. Hold on. All right. We're back. I'm still kind of red now, huh? Hold on. We'll fix this together. Nope, don't need that. Nope, that's too much. Nice. Nope. I think that's okay. All right, let me just turn this up a little bit. How'd that turn out? I'm still kind of red, huh? But like, hold on. Am I like disappearing? Is this because like, so it's a green screen because yellow is one of the primary colors that makes green. I don't know if that like adds into it. Hold on. We're going to get this. I still look wicked red, huh? I mean, it's not as bad as it was before. I feel like, what do you guys think? Your face is still pink. What's up with that, dude? I don't, is it the hat? What's going on? This shit's going to kill. Like, what happened right here? Where'd it go? That's going to bother the fuck out of me. Hold on. Now I'm pinker. Let's do that. I can't even get hold on. Nope. You know what? I can't. Nope. I got to make the whole shirt appear. Nope, that's the wrong way. What do you guys think? That's good enough, right? That'll do. All right, whatever. Fuck it. Encino man shit. All right. When you get close to the screen, it gets better. Yeah, so we'll just get closer. There we go. All right, cool. Anyway, I don't think I'm as pink anymore. At least it doesn't like seem as pink when you don't have like a pink shirt on. But anyway. All right, cool. So yeah, you can call me Uncle Turtleboy. Old school turtle riders are known to do that. You can call me doctor. I actually prefer doctor because if Jim Crosby gets to be a doctor, then I definitely get to be a doctor too. You can call me daddy, which more and more people are doing these days. I understand that could be a little weird for some people, especially if you're a dude. Calling another grown man daddy can be a little strange, but I'll allow it. It's up to you. You can call me 𝗵𝗄𝗄𝗃 Kearney. That's my true crime name when I'm solving mysteries in the woods in my leather jacket, deep in thought. Or you can call me Journalism Jesus. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. sharp and make sure you smash that subscribe button for me, and give us a big thumbs up afterwards. How many subs are we up to now? Let's see. Tonight's a victory, man. I am so fucking happy. I was really worried. Oh, 108,000. We passed 108,000. I think it's going to start growing a lot more lately. I'll tell you one thing. My biggest fear, besides going to jail or whatever, was not being able to do my show for 3 months during the Karen Reed trial. You understand how much it would have killed me? Like, I would have, it would have been the ultimate, like, I got outplayed by Spanky acceptance. Like, that's what it had to come down to. Like, if you recall, like when I was first put on the witness list, I was so excited about it. I'm like, oh yes. But I'm like, he ain't gonna call me though. He wouldn't. That'd be fucking awesome. Like, and I would love to get up there and go at it with Spanky and blah 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 blah. And then reality set in, and it's like, wait a minute. Then I'll be sequestered, won't I? Oh, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of putting me on there. I figured it out pretty quickly. Like, he's not going to call, because I'm like, why would he put me on the list? It's going to be a disaster for him. Like, I would get up there. I know this case better than anyone. If he got up there and he was like, we'd like to know, were you conspiring with Miss Reed to intimidate the witnesses? No, I was just reporting on the rampant corruption in this case and all the holes in your story. Yeah. I can elaborate if you'd like about that. You see, you represent a scumbag by the name of Michael Proctor, who lied on a police report about what time he towed the car from the Dayton police parking. I mean, from the Dayton home of Bill Reed. And then he lied about that so that he could plant taillight, because all the taillight that was planted at Fairview Road was not there at 7 a.m. So it had to be planted. So they specifically waited for the car. And so that's the kind of story I was interested in. And yes, Karen Reed gave me some of those police reports that were public and others that were not public, but none of them were under any sort of, impoundment order. So I wrote about it because that's what reporters traditionally do, right? Is they report the news. And let me tell you, today, or no, not today. I was asked about this. A million people have asked me about this, just why, not doing this. And we'll get into that tonight. But, they asked me, I'm having a brain fart. The fuck did they ask me? It'll come back to me. I'm having a brain fart. Anyway, it's like, dude, the goal going into today for everything was I have to be able to do my show. I have to. Some people have suggested, like, oh, just have BLT sub for you. Or first of all, BLT's got his own channel, okay, that I'm sure he would like to use during the trial to increase his subs, and run his whole media conglomerate that he's got going on, and the young jerks. And the whole purpose of tuning into the Turtleboy live channel is for Turtleboy, right? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point. That's why you're here, because you want to hear me break down this case and expose douchebags in my own little way. So, I could theoretically, the tweets could continue, because if I was sequestered, because I could just say, well, that's not me tweeting and you can't prove it's me. But you couldn't do that on the show, because they'd be like, well, that's definitely your face up there, and that's your voice. So, like, that is the only thing that mattered to me more than anything else. Being able to do my show mattered to me, because let's face it, this is also my livelihood. Like, I can make, during the trial last time, I made cash money, dude. It was great, right? Because my reporting was paying off. Like, I earned that shit. You know what I mean? I don't apologize for anything. And so, like, now, let's suppose on a good night on one of these shows, I can make $1,500, right? Maybe $2,000 sometimes, right? You do that 2 days a week. So that's 4,000. Like, let's say, let's be a little over conservative, a little liberal with our estimates here. So $4,000 a week. Let's say the trial is 10 weeks. That's like 40 grand. I'm going to give up 40 grand, right? And not be able to like, and the subs that come along with it and all the other shit. I'm going to give that, bro. I would be destroying my livelihood. Just like they would be lighting it on fucking fire. And that's the whole purpose of them putting me on that list, was to prevent, they were just trolling me. Spanky was never going to call me. It was going to be a disaster for him. And he knows that because he's not as stupid as he pretends to be. So yeah, that was my number one goal going into this. Number two, I didn't see any offer from them. Like, so I'm facing a whole bunch of felony charges, you may know. 16, I believe, is the number. Maybe more. I don't know. Give or take. Although we do have a motion to dismiss that's been under advisement for 6 weeks now. So maybe that'll save us. But, you know, oh yeah, Peggy's going to be big mad when I'm in the court. I know. So I got a whole bunch of felony charges, which creates a situation. Number one, I have a Fifth Amendment right? Like, now I've seen these idiots on Twitter. They're so fucking stupid. They're just so retarded. And that includes Julie Grant and people like her who seem to think that pleading the Fifth is some sort of admission of criminal wrongdoing. Oh, no. Absolutely not. So, and believe me, nothing like you, obviously if everything was fair, I would love to answer Spanky Brennan's questions, but they're not fair, right? We know that everything I do, they call witness intimidation. So anything I set up there, it's not like they'd be calling me up there to set the record straight. The whole purpose of this is he's trying to either indict me on new charges or just lie and misrepresent what I'm doing and frame it as witness intimidation. Like anything I do, any journalism I do, anything like that, he's going to call it witness intimidation. Oh, so you're conspiring. They've openly stated that they are considering doing another grand jury and bringing more criminal charges. So why the fuck would I take the stand and give them a chance to misrepresent the things that I'm saying and twist them? And we've seen that they're bad faith actors. All of the charges against me come from things that I said. Everything comes from things that I get. Again, if you're new here, check out this video I did. About, let me bring it up here. Right there. Watch this. 2 weeks before corruption in the state police in Norfolk, but actual video shows I was talking about returning to Canton live stream. But posted shortly after. All right, so this is talking about returning to Canton to see a DP. So this is a quote in the charging documents against me that was presented to the grand jury. Listen to this. W worker who was giving me the runaround.
94. Turtleboy returns to Canton. This is a video posted shortly after Kearney visited homes of witnesses. This is not my last trip to Canton. I will be back. I'll be back. Get used to this. These people think, pardon me, these people think I'm fucking around. You haven't seen the last of me. Get used to it. Get used to it at the 119 mark.
They combine sentences. So get used to it. Get used to it. These people think I'm fucking around, like evil, right? They make it sound from two different clips. I will be back was encouraging people not to be afraid of the McAlberts. This is not my last trip to Canton. I will be back. And more, I think people are getting, like a year or so ago, people didn't want to cooperate with the Karen Reed defense team because they're like, yeah, it's easy to keep my head down and, whatever, and keep a low profile. But now, now they're like, fuck it. We've made people realize, like, you don't have nothing to be afraid of. The big bad monster's not going to bite you. We neutered their ass. They can't do anything. They're not so tough anymore, are they?
This is not my last trip to Canton. I will be back. I'll be back. Get used to this. These people think, pardon me, these people think I'm fucking around. You haven't seen the last of me. Get used to it. Get used to it. At the 119 mark.
I'm thinking, oh, these people think I'm fucking around. You haven't seen the last of me. Get used to it. Get used to it.
So dangerous.
The Commonwealth makes
Ooh,
it seem like
wow.
I'm talking about harassing the McAlberts.
What a bad
which
boy.
Obviously sounds bad, but this was intentionally deceptive. I was actually referring to a DPW employee.
Oh, the boy's regular.
Who was giving me the runaround. And I said that I will be back to get information on who plowed Fairview Road the night that John O'Keefe was killed.
I can leave the message. So, yep, I can leave a message and I'll get it to him.
Now watch this.
He's off the field right now.
Watch this. She goes, how do I spell the last name, sir? She had already written out my first name and spelt it correctly. She knows who I am. She didn't have to ask my first name. She didn't even have to ask what my last name was. She just asked how to spell it. She had already spelled my name. So she knows who I am at this point. People are messaging me now and they're saying that she is a friend. She lives in Tim Albert's neighborhood and she is best friends with the Weeks girls. That is the McCabe sisters. So this is what we're dealing with here. This is the home cooking. So I'll be back, Miss. I'll be back, Miss Boys Regular. I'll be back. You haven't seen the last of me because he never called. Well, I'll be back. That's what Mello said that I said. I'll be back. You haven't seen the last of me. He left out Miss Boys Regular. Like I'm talking about the DPW lady that gave me the runaround. She like took down my information and contact to humor me, and nobody called me. And I was just like frustrated that they're just giving me the runaround. So I'm like, I'll be back. I'll come back tomorrow and I'll be persistent. I'm looking for answers here. She's a town employee who I'm looking for answers from about public information. And somehow they seem to think that this is like witness intimidate. Like they're so retarded, dude. You can't even. Anyway, bro, I don't know why I'm so red. It's like crazy. Hold on. It's like wild. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Anyway, so yeah. When you're dealing with people who do shit like that, who pull tricks like that, why are you going to throw them a bone? Oh yeah, here's some more. Here's some more words I say that you can twist. You're so honest, and you're working in such good faith. Sure, I'll give that to you. No, these people call everything witness intimidation. Why the fuck would I do that? Like why? Like what good can come of that? And where I come from, like things are offered to you, right? In return, like when you have pending criminal charges, any criminal defendant is pending criminal charges, and the government asks them to testify for the government against another criminal defendant, which is what I would be doing, they are offered something in return, like immunity. Like I must have missed the memo where Spanky Brennan offered to drop all the charges against me. I must have missed that, or any of the charges against me. I must have missed what he offered, like, because I would have to be, for me to testify, I would have to be voluntarily giving up my Fifth Amendment rights. So what would I get in return? Nothing. So why the fuck would I do that? Why would I do that? I mean, as fun as it would be to get up there and go at it with Spanky, and as entertaining as that would be, yeah, why would I do that? What do I get out of that? You know, if I have to pick between that, like, so option A, give up all your right, give up your Fifth Amendment rights, voluntarily, get nothing in return, lose $40,000, right? And not be able to talk about the Kearney case for 3 months. Just pretend it's not happening. Not watch it. I guess I'll have to watch it. You know, I'll have to binge it all when it's all said and done. I'll have to do all that. So that's option A. That's door number one. Okay. Door number two, make money. Don't give them any more fodder for bullshit criminal charges. Right. And I still have 16 felony counts, just like I did in door number one. So what do I get out of this exactly? And so these people are, I guess the downside is a bunch of losers who are literally retarded are going to be like, see, he has something to hide. That's the downside, I guess, is retards Oh, there we go. I thought I lost you guys there. Anyway, cool. You know who called me today too? Who wants me to come on the show? You guys know Jason Whitlock from I mean, he used to be on ESPN, but he was on I think he's like independent now. He works for Fox Sports, whatever. I've spoken with him before about 3 years ago. He's actually on the intro about like this blogger in Massachusetts who's covering things that nobody else does. So the story, I exposed this like chick from Duke volleyball, who lied about being called the N-word while she was playing BYU. She just lied about it. And I exposed it. I broke it all down. I proved it, everything. Whitlock loves shit like that. And that's right up his alley. And he found out about it through me, and he talked about me on the show. But, you know, I never really spoke to him much. We spoke on DMs a couple times. I got a text today, and it's like, it's Jason Whitlock. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, what? Jason Whitlock? Like the Jason Whitlock? And he's like, and he's called me. I'm like, oh, it really is him. And so we talked about the case for like 45 minutes. And he's like, I just watched the documentary. I'd never heard of it before, but my producers are all over it. Like they love it. And they're just like, whatever. So he wants to have me on soon. So I'll probably go on there like Monday or maybe Tuesday, something like that. We'll see. So it'll be good. It'll be good. So a lot of opportunities like that, hopefully coming up. Anyway, we'll talk more about this, but what I want to do now is remind people, if you want to have your messages read out loud to the class on here, we don't have super chats here because I had the wrong opinion about the vaccine mandate a few years back, and I got demonetized, which is par for the course. Oh, and by the way, you know what we should watch before we do that? We got to watch the new trailer for Frame 2. Have you guys seen it? It came out today. I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen it. So, with the new trial coming up, Framed 1, it was like this 30-minute crash course video explaining the case. I made it in June of 2023. And, you know, it had like 50,000 views. And then during the trial, it got like 300,000 views more because it was great. It was perfect for just consuming and learning about the case fast. Because people were finding it because the trial was airing, and it's going to happen again in the second trial. So I want a much more comprehensive version of it. So the new Frame 2 hopefully will be out by the end of the week. It's going to be probably an hour and 20 minutes long, I would guess. And we have the trailer. I'll play the 2-minute trailer we have for it right now. My name is Aidan Kearney, and I'm the founder of Turtleboy Daily News. For the last 2 years, I've been reporting on the murder of John O'Keefe and the prosecution of Karen Reed. In doing so, I've exposed unprecedented amounts of corruption in the Massachusetts State Police and the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. As a result of my relentless journalism and activism, this case has gotten more attention than any murder case since O.J. Simpson. Millions of people now know that Karen Reed was framed, and that the people who murdered John O'Keefe were protected by their friends and family in law enforcement. This has led to widespread outrage and demonstrations outside the courthouse and in the streets across the country. Because of the damaging effect that my reporting and protesting has had on the Commonwealth's case and reputation, I was arrested by the same police I've been exposing and charged with 16 counts of felony witness intimidation, conspiracy, and picketing. The charges are completely meritless and were designed to get me to stop reporting and stop leading this movement for justice. An overview of my charges can be found in the video linked in the description. When I first started writing about this case, I made a video called Framed, which was a condensed overview of the case at the time. However, much has come to light since then, including a trial that ended in a hung jury. And as we enter the retrial, an updated version of Framed was needed. This video is the complete summary of the most important facts of the case.
Look how flat the street is.
Which prove undeniably that Karen Reed is innocent and that the people who murdered John O'Keefe framed her for their crimes. Boom! Frame 2 coming out soon. So it's going to be dope. It's going to be awesome just to have like a thing to just share, and you'll see. I wrote the whole thing first. It's like 14,000 words. I'm going to publish a blog the same day we get the movie out there, the video out there, and it's just going to be dope. So anyway, back to what I was saying before. So if you guys want to have your messages read out loud, you can click at the link at the top for something called Turtle Chat, and you can give whatever amount of money you want, pay whatever amount of money you want, and then write a little message, and I will read that message out loud to the class. Let me find it. What do I do with it? Where's the Turtle Chats? Hold on. Where do I hide that? Is it over here? There it is. Okay. All right, cool. So let me, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy and do it that way. Remember, with your chats, again, I'll read anything, that you people send me. I don't give a shit, but you got to keep it somewhat short a little bit. If you send me your theories about the case, I'm just going to be like, I'm just going to read it out of respect for you, because you paid the money, and I'm going to move on. I have no interest at all in your theories at all, unless it's really cool. But if it's just like, here's my theory. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Let's start off. Let's see what we got. Lady Tammy sends $5 and goes, doing what I can to keep Dr. Daddy gainfully employed. You absolutely made the right choice by exerting your Fifth Amendment privilege. Even though you're all red, you still look handsome as always. Well, thank you. I don't know why I'm so fucking red, bro. It's like weird, but anyway, I appreciate that. Next up, actually, can I like change this color? Let's try that one. What does that look like? Is that better? I feel like I'm still, I mean, that's a little less red, right? That's a little better. Okay. Anyway, next one. Dan sends $5 and goes, Uncle Turtleboy, if the second trial ends with another mistrial and the Commonwealth charges Karen a third time, do you think Karen should have different lawyers? No, I mean, I don't see why. That would be disrespectful, I think, if she were to try to get different lawyers, because her lawyers have sacrificed so much time, money, everything into her that she's got to stand. They're all loyal to each other. They're not going anywhere. As I'm sure, if there were a third trial, that there will be lawyers lining up to join her team for free. There's like, if they go after her again, you saw all of these law school students who have had the pleasure of meeting, and that's one thing, and who are working for free, by the way. And by the way, I spoke to Craig Bates today, the Mr. Bates from the small table. He will not be back for the second trial because basically he's been replaced by cheap labor. And I don't mean that in a negative way, that these interns, they got one of the guys from BC, the one that looks like Quentin Tarantino, Evan, he's the new Mr. Bates. He's going to be running the technology portion of this, pulling up all the videos, etc. And all the BC, the Harvard kids, they're all doing it for free. This is just like they got a taste for this. They love it. They want to be part of it. And that's the thing. The more attention this gets, the more people want to help her for free. So that would be, I don't think anybody's going anywhere. I think, the Commonwealth has said that they will try her as many times as necessary, over and over. Do it. Oh, is this is the phone? We getting static? Usually that means there's static. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, again, I don't know if 𝗲𝗇 would be back for an extra. I don't know how that works, because these guys are giving up a substantial amount of their time. And when you're a lawyer, time is money. When you're a lawyer, time is money. So it's a lot to give up, man. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but it is, I think Whitlock asked me that today. He's like, is there any chance she's convicted? And I go, I don't see that happening at all. I think the worst case scenario, which I didn't contemplate going into the first trial, was whatchamacallit, mistrial. Like, because that's bad too, because the Commonwealth has unlimited resources, and it don't cost Paul O'Keefe nothing to just keep coming back, you know. So I don't know. I just feel like, but I don't know. I think it's going to be an acquittal, man. I really do, on all charges. It just has to be, and it's going to be so much better this time around, so much better. And it's going to be horrible PR for them to do a third trial. Horrible PR. If they're like, we're doing it again, like, you couldn't do it twice, bro. It's bad. And no, there was no Paul O'Keefe today, and there was no Peggy O'Keefe. Hold on. Is the phone bad? Is there a lot of static? Lots of static. God damn it. The phone's, I'll move it over here. Is there still static? Let me know if there is. Let me listen to it. Hold on. Oh, I don't hear it. Okay. Sounds fine. All right. Next up. Justin sends $25, goes, hey, Turtleboy, if there was a really large dollar reward, do you think someone would spill the beans on what happened inside the house? If so, who do you think it would be? Keep up the hustle, sir. Thank you for the $25. If there's a large dollar, I mean, how large? Julie Nagel could get a lot of ice cream sandwiches with $1 million. A whole lot of ice cream sandwiches, and Taco Bell, and, you know, Subway. She could get a lot of shit. So you dangle that much money in front of her, she might flip. But I don't see that happening. So this is kind of fantasy world. So, all right. Anyway, back to this. Okay. Yeah, a lot of peanut butter and jelly she could get. Next up, we have Peter sends $25, goes, Dr. Turtle, I assume all the egghead troopers will now be busy polishing and shining up their heads, ready for their court appearance. We need to get some turtle wax over to them. My favorite wax for cars. I assume you could apply to your head. Cheers, buddy. Keep up the good work. You do have to wonder about that. When they go into court the next day, they're like, ooh, I'm going to shine it up nice today. I'm going to get a nice shine. I'm going to see my reflection on it. Like, I'm going to bick it real good. And then I'm going to give it a good wax. Do Tully and them do that? I wonder if they must do that, because they all come in and, man, their heads are just shining. You can't even see their receding hairlines. Like, a lot of people who shave, most people who shave their heads, most men, it's because they're going bald. And I'll like Derek White did it, because eventually you just have to surrender. You're like, bro, like, remember Derek White 2 years ago when that hairline was receding up here? And you're like, dude, come on, man. I know you're young. I know you're like 28 and you're too young for this shit, but eventually you got to accept reality. That shit is retreating, bro. That shit is retreating. And, you know, so they just shave it, they shave it, and, but they all do it. And but usually you could see, you're like, oh, I see where the receding, you can see the hairline. These guys shave their heads. You can't even see it. Some of these people. So anyway, there's that. Paulie O'Keefe sends $10. And yeah, Erin, Megabeth, and their mother have not been seen since 2 months ago. I wrote that article, which is interesting. Paulie O'Keefe sends $10, goes, Doctor, I think you should get lawyer on your show. I don't think he would come on for a hot topic in the coming weeks. I kick my husband out of the house, make popcorn, and get my favorite bottle of wine for that. We need more alpha males on FKR. P.S. I didn't forget about the buffalo chicken dip delivery. Was that you that sent it? Someone sent me buffalo chicken dip in a market basket thing like a year ago. It was awesome. But yeah, and also, can't these guys get like the Dave Portnoy hair? You just go to, or the Wes Welker. All guys do that now. If they have money, you can just go buy hair. But anyway, what else is gonna say? I forget. Oh, yeah, lawyer. I don't think he would ever come on my show. he's invited whenever he wants. I don't think he would ever come on because I think there's a stigma with me still with some of these people that like they don't want, like they're so afraid of the trolls about like you went on his show and he said this one time and you're a bad person if you do this. Peter doesn't strike me as that kind of guy that can like withstand that. You know what I mean? That can and I've never seen, does he go on, is he a guest on shows ever? I don't know. But the invitation stands. He's more than welcome to come on here whenever he wants. I tried getting Andrea Burkhart on. She would come on. But she was like, you know, climbing mountains in Chile or some shit. Or in the jungle somewhere when I talk to her every time. So you know, but the door's open. You know, I again, this show is usually just me, but you know, anyone's welcome to come on. Anyway, you know, he was on with Brandy. It's like Brandy is more acceptable than I am, socially acceptable than I am. That's the difference though. It's like she is more, because she's more acceptable, you know, she's less controversial. And that's why they even go after her for associating with me. Like, oh, because she's acceptable, you know what I mean? And she's not like me. She doesn't call people cunts and, you know, call John's mama cunt, even though I think she is, you know, stuff like that. She doesn't do that. And so it's more because of the things that I say, I make myself somewhat of a lone wolf out here. Like I have to run. Oh, no pack for me. You know, I'm the lone wolf out here doing my thing. So it is what it is. Broken Baker at Avalon, you know, he's great. He doesn't give a shit. That guy will come on in 5 seconds. But anyway, and you know who's even better than Peter though? Peter Tragos, his dad. I like, no offense to Peter, I like his dad more. His dad is fucking awesome. Like when I listen, his dad is so smart. And I kind of like, this isn't like a knock on Peter. I'm just being honest. I like his dad's voice more. Peter is really easy to, when I listen to a show every day during the trial for the recaps, but I find myself sometimes zoning out. And I don't know if it's because of his voice or because he talks so fast, but I do find myself, it's just me. I'm like ADHD too. I'm on my phone and shit. And I do find myself like zoning out. Whereas his dad is like Bettero, like one of those people who, when he talks, you just listen and you're just drawn to it. Like that's the Mark Bettero effect. He just talks and you're like, well, I'm going to listen to every word you have to say, sir. You know what the fuck you're talking about. But again, I like Peter. That's not like a knock on him at all or anything like that. He's more than welcome to come on here. I just don't think you would. I don't think you would, but that's my guess. All right. Next up, Sandra sends $25 and goes, watch Hank's face at 3:42:49. He got whiplash when Bev said, you guys go to Sidebar. He wanted the clip of you on the stand so bad. I know we're going to talk about that. Thank you very much. Emily sends $5, goes, pull up. Pull up. Okay, Colin. $5 from Julie Nagel's fat, sweaty hockey gunt. Says, what's up, Turtle Dick? It's time to upgrade your set, bro. You're an award-winning journalist with some Grant Smith Ellis caliber equipment. Your skin looks red. Your Stanley Cup disappears. He says, well, how can I do that with this? It's green. It's a green screen. So how do you, I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know how I do that. And I don't have a studio. Like I do it out of my house. Like have to do it out of my house because sometimes my kids are here. You know what I mean? So there's that. But he also says, P.S. give us fucking McDonough and I'll go easier on you next time. I know all of this could have been avoided. Imagine I got up there on the stand and I just cooperated with Hank Brennan. I'd be like, so I'm going to turn state witness. So do you have any information on Karen Reed and witness intimidation? No, that wasn't the deal. What was the deal, sir? You told me, give you McDonough and I would be free. And I gave you McDonough, didn't I? I gave him to you on a silver platter. I told you I told you what time he goes live. You know, I told you all the secrets. I told you about the 5 guys, Eddie Richards included. I told them all about that. And Now you got to live up to your end of the bargain. I gave you McDonough. Like, imagine I just confessed on the stand. Like, it was all McDonough, the whole thing. Me and Karen Reed were going to get away with it, but the real mastermind behind this was McDonough. I can't, they're like waterboarding me and shit. And I'm like, no, I can't talk. I can't talk.
But I can tell you right now, I'll say it, all right? Hey, Aidan, give us fucking McDonough and we'll go easy on you.
It's funny because he was serious. He was so serious when he said it. Like that was a real thing that happened. Now he tries to play it off cool, like it's like a joke. And like he was actually on a thing tonight. Somebody sent me the link, some other DEA guy, and he was kind of like making light of it. Like he passes it off like he's kind of in on the joke now too. It's like, bro, Sean, you're not in on the joke. We're mocking you, dude. You can't do that. That's not how inside jokes work. You can't do it, bro. You're on the outside. You're on the outside. The joke's on you. Joke's on you. And you were dead serious, Sean, when you said that. When you said, give us McDonough, you really thought that that's what happened to me when I was in jail. And that's funny. It's funny that you're that out of touch and you're that much of like that. You think so highly of yourself that the state police would like torture me into giving information on you. I don't know what the fuck Sean McDonough has to do with anything. That's what makes it funny. That's what makes it funny. So he can't be like, oh, it's all fun and games. Like, bro, you were being serious when you said that, Sean. You know that. Anyway, because like, he's the only one that can't like laugh at it because it's like you're being laughed at, Anyway, back to this. Cheryl 𝗃𝗿𝗄𝗃 sends $10 and goes, has anyone noticed in the Lori Daybell trial, the jury gets to ask questions and have them answered during the trial? Imagine how great that would be. Is that true? I know a grand jury can ask questions. I have not seen that. Is that true? Can jurors really ask questions in Arizona? That's true? What? Jurors get to ask questions? Oh, what a progressive state. I mean, it makes sense. I'm for it. Why? Massachusetts, you can't even like review 10 weeks of testimony. If it's not in your notebook, it never happened. Like, that's crazy. Wow. I did not know that. I mean, that trial is like, you guys watching the Lori Daybell trial? I watch it when I can. I only want to watch her crosses. The way she asks these questions, like she's got some gotcha question every time. Like she always goes, that's interesting. And the prosecutor keeps going, Your Honor, I'd like to know editorializing. Oh, really? It's interesting. And because she's up there. 𝗵𝗍𝗄𝗃 𝗧𝘂𝗍𝗂𝗍. I don't think, see, the difference between her and 𝗄𝗍𝗂𝗍 is she never actually killed someone. I don't think she actually did any of the killing. I think her brother and fuckface there, Chad Daybell, they did most of the killing, I think. But she was kind of the mastermind, definitely 100% in on it, all that stuff. But 𝗄𝗍𝗂𝗍 actually did the killing, like stabbed that motherfucker in the shower like 100 times and some shit. Like drove down there. He didn't even know she was coming. Like got him. Like she's fucking scary. Scary. The bitches that actually kill. So she's more of like a manipulator, Lori Daybell. And just, I mean, I'm new to her case. I'm new to following her, but the story is fascinating because of how many people they killed. But they definitely killed the kids because they were in Chad's backyard. Okay. And obviously, bro, it's like the kid never reported the kids missing. Come on. As far as her ex-husband, Charles, who she's now on trial for, that's wild too. The brother just killed him in the house and they were just like, oh yeah, self-defense. And he's dead, so he can't deny it. And so they're like, okay, you can go on your merry way, sir. Even though you're what? So, and she was there. I did not realize that she was there for that. And the daughter, who she later kills, was there. They were all there. And the guy played minor league baseball, and she said that he had a bat and somehow only caused like a small dent or a small bruise to her brother or some shit. I don't know. They tried to kill everybody. Those bitches are crazy. So she's going through this whole thing. She's going to be found guilty in 5 seconds. Although, can we be real here? I've tried watching this. So she's only on trial for conspiracy. I don't think she's on trial for murder, is she? I don't think she's on trial for murder. Definitely conspiracy to commit murder. Correct me if I'm wrong. She's definitely on trial for conspiracy to commit murder. But what do they got on her? Like, real talk. What do they have on 𝗺𝗰𝗲𝗇𝗆? Okay, so it is only conspiracy. Like, what do they got on her? What evidence do they have that she actually conspired? We know about, like, there's some shady shit with, like, the insurance she tried collecting. Do they have text messages? I admittedly haven't been paying that much attention to it. So what, like, the text, so there's text messages where she's kind of like plotting to have this guy killed, because that's different. Because the life insurance thing, that doesn't, to me, that's not proof. So the texts are proof if they're like planning this shit. But like trying to collect a life insurance policy after your spouse dies is not proof of anything. Of course you're going to try to do that. You know, it's motive. It's definitely motive. But okay, so the texts. So that answers my question. So again, I have not been paying that much attention to that trial, just kind of the highlights. But her questioning that woman that went on like one date with Charles was awesome, where she's like, don't flatter yourself. Anyway, yeah, they got her. I mean, she's just delusional. If she had an actual attorney, I'm sure they would tell her to like plea. She's doing life anyway. So I guess, honestly, if you were her, why the fuck not? You're not getting out of jail anyway for the rest of your life. All this trial is, I've been to jail before. You look forward to court dates. You know why you look forward to court dates? Because you're out of jail. It's like you get to like put regular clothes on and not be in shackles in the courtroom. And you get to like pretend like you're like a real person and still part of society. Like that's what she gets to do when she goes up there and she's like questioning these, whatever, like she feels like she's out. Like, so yeah. So I guess I can understand why she would actually represent herself, because it's just something to do. That's all it is. And she's so fucked up that she thinks she's going to be acquitted, but she's not, definitely not. So there's that. Anyway, back to this. Gary sends $10 and goes, Turtleboy, I love what you do for this case. Quick question. I'm watching this trial from a screen in Atlanta, but it felt like Bev was fishing for information about the feds from the defense today. What do you think? And what did it feel like from the courtroom? Well, I wasn't in the courtroom. They wouldn't let me in until later on. There was no seats. It didn't have a media pass today. So we're going to go over some of that. I'll hold on to that question. So thank you for that one, Gary. But she's definitely asking about that. Trisha sends $50, goes, congratulations on a win today. Hashtag free Karen Reed, hashtag free Turtleboy. Well, thank you, Trisha. A win is a win. Thomas Autonomous Anonymous sends $10, goes, it would be awesome for a standout along the route for the jury view at 34 Fairview or better if the homeowner has free Karen Reed signs. Again, I would not be able to encourage anything like that because they would instantly accuse me of like trying to influence the jury. And honestly, I don't think there's a single juror out there that's going to be like influenced by that at all. So, you know, it is what it is. I was just called Dr. Turtleboy. Nice. He respected my pronouns. See, knew he was a good guy. All right. Next up. And he also says, what's the over under on Spanky's pay? Well, right now it's at 234,000. By the time this is done, at least 750, at least 750. So there's that. All right. Next up. Nick sends $10, goes, if Hank thought he was going to get you on the stand in front of the cameras pleading the fifth and that he would be able to get his questions on the record as an offer of proof for any potential appeal, but mainly to try and embarrass you on the stand, Bev fucked up his day. Yes, we're going to talk about that. That seems definitely a large part of that is, I think, part of his plan. Bogan Barbie sends $10, goes, Doctor, you may be a lobster today, but what a win in court. Next week is the beginning of the end of the Commonwealth. My law group, 𝗵𝗵 and I are ready for opening statements. Let's fuck. Free Karen Reed and free Turtleboy. Yes, Bogan Barbie. Yes, it is time to fuck. And it's time to expose the douchebags. That's what we're going to be doing this trial. It's going to be dope. And I get to be part of it. So I'm very happy. Eileen sends $10, goes, you're glowing pink for Karen. Free Karen Reed and free Turtleboy. Thank you. Derek sends $20, goes, Turtleboy, can you share my Karen Reed song video? I can try. Maybe I'd have to watch it first. I'm not going to share anything without screening it. But thank you, Derek. John sends $5, goes, did beverage smell like summer's eve? A lot of people are asking me that. What was it like to go to Sidebar with Auntie Bev? Bro, I've been to Auntie Bev's Sidebar. It is funny. That is crazy. Just, I get the whole tour. Don't I? I get to experience all this cool I got to sit at a table with Karen Reed and they crash my hearing, and I get to do a Sidebar with Auntie Bev. That was not on my bingo card, or maybe it was. But you know, it smelled like White Claws and corruption. That's what it smelled like up there. I don't know. She's short, man. She's like 4'11". People don't realize how short she is. I was as tall as her. I'm a step down. You know, I was just as tall as her. But and I'm not exactly a tall guy. But she asked me when I was up there. She's just like, so state your name. And I'm like, she's like recording. She's like, this is being recorded. This is all impounded. But we need it for the record. What's your name? Okay. Aidan Kearney. Are you aware that you have a Fifth Amendment right, privilege to whatever? Yep. What are you planning on, exercising your Fifth Amendment privilege if called to testify in this case? Yep. Okay. Well, she was very nice to me, actually. She said, and that doesn't mean I like her at all. I'm not changing my opinion on her whatsoever. I'm not that easily smooth. But she did say, okay, I'm not going to make you get up there. I'm not going to make you get up. Like, she was like telling me, like, don't worry about Big Bad Spanky. You're not going to have to do that. And I'm like kind of thinking in my head, I wish a motherfucker would. Can he though? But can he? I kind of was hoping. I had a huge smile on my face when I heard that he wanted to bring me up there. I'm like, do it, bro. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's fuck. So that was something I never thought I would experience. A sidebar, my very own sidebar with Auntie Bev. How about that? Okay. Next up, Lady Tammy sends $5, goes, doing what I can to keep Dr. Debt. Oh, no, I already read that one. Okay. I read that one. Thank you. Hold on, we got a few more here. Let me catch up. I'm a little behind. All right. The 16th. Okay. Kathleen sends $10, goes, hashtag free Turtleboy, hashtag stop the corruption, free Karen Reed. Thank you very much. Nan Gallagher. Woo! We love Nan Gallagher, don't we? Sends 500 smackaroos. Thank you very much, Nan. And she goes, a little contribution to defray your legal fees on the Hackorama. Keep showing the fuck up. Yes, we will. Well, thank you very much, Nan. Yeah, I got court on April 30th. If my charges aren't dismissed by then. I got trial with the fake victim coming up on June 9th. I got this new charge for window intimidation. So I could definitely use it very much. So thank you very much, Nan, for that. And it will be put to good use. Like, if this ever goes to trial, which hopefully it won't, you are going to see your money paid off and then some. It's going to be the best investment you ever made. So thank you very much. Tall Mike the Troll sends $5 and goes, no one other than Aidan Kearney has pleaded the fifth in connection with the trial regarding the death of John O'Keefe. Yeah, they keep pointing this out. Yeah, you know what else? I know they're fucking stupid. So let me explain this to them very slowly, because I know we are dealing with retarded people. So no one else who is called as a witness in this case by the Commonwealth is being charged with 16 counts of witness intimidation by that very same Commonwealth. That's the difference. when you are being charged. And so that's the McAlberts can't, they could plead the fifth, I guess, but that would be the most suspicious thing ever because they haven't been charged with a crime. And they have to put up this front like they're just innocent witnesses. So what did they do? They just got up there and they lied their faces off over and over and over again. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lie. And unlike them, I actually have criminal charges. Unlike them, the Commonwealth is not trying to put Brian Albert in jail. The Commonwealth is trying to put me in jail. So they cannot be trusted as far as I'm concerned. Brian Albert trusts them because Brian Albert knows the Commonwealth protects him. Like they don't go inside his house when a dead cop is found on his lawn. How like that kind of protection. See, I know you guys are like retarded. And so I expect commentary like that from you people. But then again, you have to be retarded to believe John O'Keefe got hit by a car in the first place. So there's that. All right, next up. Let's see. Hannah sends $10, goes, "Hey, Dr. Daddy, I love watching your faces in court, but after today, Meredith's facial expressions are a close second. She is a vibe. Love seeing you guys in court together." That she just so happened to be there today, got the invite in because she was going to go today. I wasn't even going to go because I'm not in the media today. I didn't have a media pass because I didn't make the lottery. So I woke up this morning and then I'm like driving around. I'm like, you saw me. I did my morning light, my fucking hair's everywhere. And, got the glasses on and I'm wearing sweatshirt and shit. And then we get a call, the email 9:45, get your ass to court. Fuck. So I wasn't planning that at all. So thank you very much. Next up, Turtle Pleads the Fifth sends $10, goes, "Harmonica Hank and Lady Macbev had no choice but to succumb to the power of the legendary Dr. Turtleboy. Free Turtleboy and free Karen Reed." Thank you very much. Courtney sends $25 and goes, "The technical problems are my favorite. Promise us you'll never change. We love you." Yeah, it's kind of part of the charm is the technical issues. People kind of like that for some reason. So thank you very much. Emily sends $10, goes, "Aidan, what was it like looking into the eyes of the high school class flirt, Beverly Cannoni? You think she wants some of the intimidator?" I don't know about that. I don't know if she can handle that. But I don't know. We didn't really flirt much. It was just we kept it professional. She didn't look at me the same way she looked at my lawyer, Tim Bradel, or some of these other lawyers. She really is a flirt, huh? The way the faces she makes up on the bench sometimes. It's like, wow. Okay, cool. Thank you. Nicole sends $10, goes, "Just a little something from my Dr. Daddy for whopping Spanky's ass without lifting a finger today. He's such a whiny little bitch. I can't imagine any woman giving him pussy. Such a loser." I can't imagine it either. Hey, what does he sound like when he's having sex? Spanky. "Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, you want some of this reciprocal discovery, baby? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you like my methodology, huh, baby? Oh, yeah, I bet you like that methodology. Yeah. I'm going to give that reciprocal discovery to you right up the poop chute. Yeah. Got a little wild tonight." Oh, Hank having sex is a thought that I did not need in my life right now. Anyway, back to this. Okay. I'm gonna refresh this so we don't miss any. Let's see. Hold on, there's a bunch. All right, Colleen sends $10, goes, "Hanky's meltdown today was everything." Yes, it was. I enjoyed it very much. We'll talk all about that. 3 Balls Deep sends $10, goes, "We barely made it through Lally's word salad. How the fuck are we going to get through Hanky's verbal gymnastics? Free Karen Reed." I know. It's going to be very interesting to see what he does. It's going to be so different than Lally. It's just like, whew. Anyway, Shannon sends $10, goes, Thanks for all you do. Free the doctor and free Karen Reed. I appreciate that, Shannon. Thank you. You're welcome. Jules sends $10, goes, dearest Dr. Daddy, you are so baddie. Slay. Okay. Okay, I'm a baddie. All right, thank you. Kristen sends $10, goes, which witnesses do you think are reluctant or express concern to testify? Yanetti's motion. Well, I don't know anything about that. Or do I? I don't know. But I'm hearing unconfirmed information out there about some witnesses. I wouldn't say they're getting cold feet. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to say too much. I know more than other people know. We'll just leave it at that. I know what Yannetti knows. And everybody on my side, on my team knows what Yannetti knows. But we will see. Again, I can't open my big mouth. I promised him I wouldn't do it. So thank you. Okay. The turtle, sends $10 and goes, hey there, Jesse Pinkman. Wise guy. Let me be brief, doctor. What's your prediction on the Celtics Magic series? The lawyer on here would be dope, but definitely a pipe dream for Turtle Riders. I would suspect 4-1. I think the Magic will win. The Magic, I think, beat us 2 out of 3 times this year, although the third time we didn't really try. We didn't start anyone. But, the Magic are okay. Paulo Banchero is pretty good. Wagner is pretty good. But, they ain't going to do shit. So I would say 4-1. We haven't had a challenge since the Heat series that we lost in 2023. Dude, we lost like 3 games in the playoffs last year. It was like the most dominant playoff run ever. So we'll see. Jules sends $5 because it is my daughter Aubrey's birthday. Can you please wish her a slay birthday? Have a slay birthday, Aubrey. I don't know what that means. I'm not very hip, but you have yourself a slay birthday there. Get slay. Go slay it up. Thank you. 𝗵𝗿𝗃 sends $25 and goes, thank you, doctor. Hank was so mad about seeing and losing to you today in court that he came right home to give me the 2.5 inches of thunder for 2.5 seconds. Whoa. What a glorious hate fuck. Keep beating the shit out of my cuck husband. Thank you. 𝗵𝗿𝗃. Is that really her? That's Hank. Sorry, Hank. She paid money, so I got to read what she said. Okay. Paulie O'Queef sends $10, goes, I was going to say have his dad. His dad would be more likely to come on and take any turtle hater heat. That's a good point. That would be a great show. I like his dad too. I'm dropping off buffalo chicken dip on a trial day for you. Always welcome. Homemade bread or chips. Either will do. Crackers too. Anything works. Anything like that. So thank you. Donna sends $50 and goes, I think it's so sad that Karen and her team don't get to walk through their supporters cheering them on anymore. I know. Can they still hear the cheers from the new BZ? Can you see them walking in from the BZ? I don't know what the BZ, the buffer zone. Well, they can see, they wave to the supporters over there. Okay, so I don't know why that keeps crapping out. Last year they let people would go into the buffer zone to cheer them on, but they would also they were sitting in the church. They're not there anymore. They're in somewhere else, in an undisclosed location. So they will not be at the church like they were last year. That's kind of why people congregated over there, is to be near the Karen Reed team. And it's where they park and all that stuff. And that's not happening anymore. So it'll be interesting to see what will happen. A reporter asked me that outside of court today about like the crowds. And I think that when the crowds get down there, they're going to have to go somewhere. It's going to be very hard for police to control. They're going to walk around. Hardman's going to yell at them a lot, but people are going to go where they go, and it's going to be very hard to control. So we'll see. And people will cheer for her from afar if necessary, but we'll see. Again, it was the most peaceful shit ever. It's just such a lie that this is like a mob outside. Such a lie. Let's see. Amanda sends $25, goes, hey doc, I was so nervous today. My first thought when Hank was demanding that you take the stand was, oh shit, he's going to say there was semen everywhere to anything Hank asked. I was gonna say that. No, I wasn't really, but that would have been funny if I did. So thank you very much, Amanda. Lynn sends $50, goes, Doctor, glad things went your way today. I did have to smile as you walked to Sidebar, thinking how many times Bev has been called by her legal name of cunt every Tuesday and Saturday night. That's the first question a friend texted me today. They're like, does she know you call her a cunt so often? I'm like, I don't, probably, but she has to pretend like she doesn't. Michelle sends $50, goes, Dr. Turtleboy, just wanted to send you some support. I hope you continue covering true crime after Karen Reed is acquitted. I think this is my genre now. Thank you. Nadine sends $5, goes, with the redness, I see the possibility that may be true that you are Sean's younger brother. Hopefully not. Dan sends $10, goes, so Liza Proctor, Jen McCabe, and Coco Albert were drinking in a bar. Sheriff Aidan came walking into the bar, but only had 2 bullets in his revolver. He did the right thing and shot Jen twice. Oh, whoa. Okay, thank you. Terry sends $10, goes, lawyer is going over your case right now, thinking you hate him. And like 5 people said you just invited him on. He said maybe after this trial. Oh, nice. Nice. I don't hate him. Why would I hate him? It's impossible to hate that guy. I think I said last trial that I wished he came out and just said that she was innocent, because I think he believes that. And I think that based on a lot of the things he's saying, he believes that. I think that Emily D. Baker believes that. I think a lot of people believe that. And that's one thing I'll criticize everyone on, is that, like, a lot of people say that I don't think that she hit him, or I don't think that there's, enough evidence to say that she hit him. But I don't think that there was a conspiracy either. It's like, what? You guys got to realize this is binary. It's one or the other. There's no other options here. He didn't just go inside the house and then go outside to take a leak and get attacked by a mob of coyotes on their hind legs. That didn't happen. Like, I don't know what the big bad wolf didn't come along. Like, what do people think happened? So it's either one or the other. You have to pick. It can't be like, oh yeah, she's innocent, but so are the McAlberts. Like, what? You could say that there's no evidence to convict the McAlberts because the police didn't do their job. That's an acceptable take. But at some point you have to concede that if he went inside that house, they killed him. Period. That's it. Anyway, back to this. $50 from Yvette and Michael says, Dr. Daddy, when you found out you had to be in court in an hour today, did you take a whore bath? Respect, been there. Yvette and Michael from Texas. Free baby Clay. No, around here we call it a Puerto Rican shower. You just throw in some cologne real quick. No, I don't wear cologne, but just wait. I threw in some lally gel today, and a little too much of it, if you ask me. And but picking out the suit was the hardest part. The jacket didn't match the pants. I didn't realize that till I got there. There wasn't good lighting in my room. But again, I was in a rush. Next up, Pauline sends $10, goes, Derek Barney's video song was on Melanie Little earlier. It's awesome, and I believe you will love it. Okay, I'll try to get to the end of it. Thank you, Pauline. Joe Flipperhead sends $25 and goes, Hank Brennan is a bitch. No, that's actually wrong, Joe Flipperhead. Correction. Hank Brennan is my bitch now. He's my bitch. I made Hank Brennan my bitch today. I did. I fucking personally made him my bitch, and it felt good. All right, next up. Caroline sends $50 and says, normally in the wrong time zone, finally catching you live. What a thrill to shake your hand today, doctor, as you were walking into courthouse. Much love from your 𝗵𝗄𝗄𝗃 supporters, Carolyn and John. Oh, yeah. So I'm walking into court, and there's these 2 turtle-roos there. And I didn't know they were Australian at first, but they came over and they introduced themselves to me. And they said, we're here from Australia. And then they left. And I'm like, you came all the way from Australia just to say hi to me? That's crazy. So hopefully you had some other plans. Hopefully that wasn't your whole day. But it was great to meet you too. Those are my first turtle-roos that I've met. I've talked to many of them before, but that's wild that they flew all the way here from Australia. That's crazy. So Nice to see you guys. Let me read some cash apps, then we'll get started. All right. Try to bang through these as quickly as I can. Today Monday. Come on, refresh. All right. Pro Hawk VJ sends $5 and goes, what was Bev like up close? I know that's the $1 million question. Fine. I mean, regular, you know, she pronounced my name right the second time. She pronounced it wrong first, and then she got it right. So at least she got it right the second time around. So there's that. But she was fine. I mean, didn't really smell anything crazy. She's very short when you see like 4'11" short, real fucking short. And sounds exactly like she does in court. Honestly, less bitchy. But acted like she was like kind of like helping me out. Like, oh, we're not going to let you go up there. I'm not going to make you do that. Okay. Thank you, Bev. All right. Brian sends $10 and goes, proud 20%er here. Karen Reed and Turtleboy will never be convicted. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, the 20%ers, that's the dudes. Remember, if you're a lady out there, you know, and you want to do your civic duty, have sex with a free Karen Reed dude because they've earned it. They're the 20%, you know, they deserve to get laid. So throw them a bone. There you go. Brian sends $5 and says, fire that fat, corrupt fuck 𝗵𝗺cie. Yes, in 2026, we will do just that. Thank you. Lisa sends $25 and goes, Lally should read those texts. Oh, God, yeah, if he wants to put us all to sleep. Thank you. Christina sends $25, goes, congratulations on your big win today. Free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy. Well, thank you, Christina. Daniel sends, no, okay. Beverly sends $5 and goes, do we know why O'Keefe's are not in court today? We don't. No clue. There's only 4 people there. There was the Lost at Sea girlfriend, of course, Coral, and 2 of the older cousins there. Thank you, Beverly. Ashley sends $5, goes, Doctor, please tell Skeeter we say hi. Dan and Ash. Hi, Skeeter. Excellent. Thank you, Ashley. Sarah sends $20 and says, my first and long overdue. Well, thank you very much, Sarah. Derek sends $10 and also sends me that video. I'll try to play it later. Thank you, Derek. Ryan sends $5, goes, who do you think will be the judge for the retrial? Is that an inside joke? Are you doing that? Because that chick the other night on the Twitter Spaces asked me that. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic, Ryan. Thank you. Lizney sends $5 and goes, like Howie Carr says, winning. Thank you, Lizney. Tracy sends $5 and sends, I see no comment here from Tracy. So thank you. Chad sends $5 and goes, no comment. So thank you very much, Chad. Okay, cool. If anyone else wants their messages read, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $Uncle Turtleboy, and we can do it that way. All right, let's get started with the content. Reviewing today. All right, that's fine. I'm going to skip to my part, then we'll do the rest of it. I want to play my part first, obviously.
We provided his CV in November, and then we provided on our discovery deadlines, January 31st, 2025, and then on February 5th.
Tomorrow. Hear you. Let me just, if the court will give us
The visual with it that was aired.
Okay. I will also send that. We are in workout, Your Honor. We can. Thank you.
Okay. So now is the only thing left a motion that Mr. Bradle's here for?
As far as I know.
Okay. All right. Morning, Mr. Bradle.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Jim, you have that. All right, I probably have it here too. I have one, Jim, thanks. All right, I will hear you. Let me just ask, Commonwealth, you're moving to, sorry, you stay right there, Mr. Bradel. Mr. Brennan, you're asking for sequestration on all the witnesses other than the ones that have already been decided, right?
I'm not sure I understand.
So there was already an order on who is exempt from the sequestration order, family members. We discussed, and there was an order on all of this.
Yes.
Are you asking that Aidan Kearney be sequestered?
Kearney.
Okay. Does the Commonwealth intend to call him in your case in chief?
It depends on the development of the case. There are two reasons that are important. The one in case in chief is whether or not there's any development of third-party culprit. If there is, Mr. Kearney becomes a more important witness. And
an important witness. I'm an important witness now. Yeah. If so, you heard what he said there right away. His answer. Listen to what he said.
Call him in your case in chief.
It depends on the development of the case. There are two.
It depends on the development of the case, aka no. Like this is his way of saying that, like, well, maybe we like basically this is his way of saying we have absolutely no intention of calling him, but I have to make it seem like there is, or else you're gonna figure out the ruse that I'm doing here where I put somebody on a witness list in order to sequester them so they can't talk about the case just to fuck with their life a little bit. That's all this is. Liar.
Two reasons that are important. The one in case in chief is whether or not there's any development of third-party culprit. If there is, Mr. Kearney becomes a more important witness, and we'll have to assess that as the case progresses. The other is rebuttal. If the defense calls the defendant to the stand, then it is strong likelihood that we would call Mr. Kearney.
Okay.
Those are two things that I can't anticipate at this time.
Okay. All right. Now I'll hear you, Mr. Bradel.
All right. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Judge, we don't have an offer of proof. I'll try to argue in the interest of time, and I think I know where the court's going with this, based on the prosecutor's statements and the context. So with that understanding, Judge, I would just start by saying that, there's really no reason to beat around the bush here, Your Honor. The Commonwealth is not going to call my client, Mr. Kearney, who for the record is in the second row here today.
Well, can I just ask, if he were to call your client, would he take the fifth?
Yes, Judge, and I just should clarify for that.
Okay.
That is under the government's, the obviously well-established position of Norfolk County law enforcement. What we contend is...
So for, Bradel is at first, he doesn't like when I censor myself. Like, he's just like, he wanted to make it clear. Like, the point he's making here is like, yeah, he's taking the fifth, but it's only because these motherfuckers call everything witness intimidation. Like, he wanted that to be on the record, to be like, we're only doing this because these shiesty motherfuckers just call everything witness intimidation. That's it. If this was a normal courtroom, he might testify because he got shit to hide. But these shiesty motherfuckers, he wanted to put that on the record to be like,
is a twist.
Your client, would he take the fifth?
Yes, Judge, and I just should clarify for that.
Okay.
That is under the government's, the obviously well-established position of Norfolk County law enforcement. What we contend is a twisted interpretation of the witness intimidation statute, that seeking to contact witnesses, seeking to question people is witness intimidation.
Okay, so just focus back on...
So the answer is yes. I'm sorry. The answer is yes, Judge.
Okay. So let me hear from you on that, Mr. Brennan.
Sure. Your Honor, under the government's interpretation of the statute, Your Honor, the government is seeking to first...
No, I'm sorry. What I said was, I'll hear you, Mr. Brennan. And
I'm sorry.
But that's okay. I don't want to hear about the witness intimidation statute, other than if I don't sequester your client, I would be inclined to do just like I did before. The witnesses who are the subject of the indictments, Mr. Kearney, will have to be outside the courtroom when they testify.
We anticipated that, Your Honor, and I won't say that we would agree to that, but I understand the court's position there. And
first of all, I'd like to point out, she's kind of saying already that, like, I'm going to kick him out of court. There has been no motion to kick me out of court. Like, Lally last time filed a motion to have me removed from court when witnesses I've been charged with intimidating were testifying, aka the McAlberts, that he has to leave for those ones. So that has not happened. So why is she already saying that, like, yeah, I'm going to kick him out? Nobody asked you, like, Spanky hasn't asked that yet. It seems kind of prejudicial that she's just throwing that out there. I'm just saying.
I can see that would be a resolution the court might land on.
Okay. And now I'm going to let Mr. Brennan speak, and then I'll hear you again, Mr. Bradel.
Thank you.
Your Honor, you have questions?
Yes. What if he takes the fifth?
If he asserts his Fifth Amendment privilege, I think there is no realistic likelihood that we would call him. There's obviously procedures the Commonwealth could follow, but I have no belief that will happen. So I expect if he actually asserts his Fifth Amendment privilege, I would no longer have a good faith basis to say that there would be a need for sequestration. I would ask the court to impose the prior limitations with named victims and also minor witnesses.
Okay, so he is doing that now. And also minor witnesses, they threw that one in there too. Never. Last trial, I was not kicked out for the minor. Where did this thing come from about the minors? Like they're just throwing that in there to make me sound like a diddler or something. Where did that come from about the minors? I have never once spoken a negative word about John O'Keefe's adopted niece and nephew, nor would I. Why would I do that? They've done nothing wrong. They're victims. They've lost their parents and now their uncle. And the woman in their life who was like their caretaker for 2 years, the people who murdered her uncle have convinced them that woman is actually evil. So like, why is he talking about the kids? I was not kicked out of the courtroom for the kids last year. And that testimony is like some of the most important to be there in for, because it's the only one that's not televised. So you got to be in there for it, you know? all the press was in there. Anyway, back to this.
Okay.
But as a predicate, he would need to assert his Fifth.
Do you need that to be done formally, or do you want it to be done formally?
I do.
Mr. Gradle, do you want to do that now?
I'm happy to assert that.
You see, so look at that. This is when I'm like, oh yeah, let's fuck. Ready?
Okay.
But as a predicate, he would need to assert his Fifth.
Do you need that to be done formally, or do you want it to be done formally?
I do.
Yeah, that's when I'm like, okay. Okay, let's fucking do it. You want to do this, Spanky, huh? Okay, I wore a suit just for you. Let's fucking do it. Let's fuck. You want to bring me up there? I'll do it. Say I won't. I was looking forward to it. I'm like, oh, we're going up there, huh? Okay, let's do it.
Gradle, do you want to do that now?
I'm happy to assert that on his behalf.
We'd reject that invitation. If he wants to assert the Fifth Amendment privilege, he can assert it.
Need that to be done formally, or do you want it to be done formally?
I do.
Mr. Gradle, do you want to do that now?
I'm happy to assert that on his behalf.
We'd reject that invitation. If he wants to assert the Fifth Amendment privilege, he can assert it.
Okay.
He goes, we reject that. So Bradle's like, I'm pleading the Fifth for my client. I'm speaking for him. He's like, no, we want him to get up there and do it. And this is when I realized what was happening here. This is theater. This is all Spanky wanted me on that stand. Because, I mean, what's the purpose of this? I'm going to say the same thing that Tim Bradle just said. I'm exercising my Fifth Amendment rights. Okay? That's it. I would not say anything different than Tim Bradle just said there. I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment privilege, period. End of story. So what would be the purpose of bringing me up there? Well, then it hit me. Spanky basically, his entire existence is to give fodder to the trolls. Like that's all he want. I swear to God, he's one of these alt accounts on Twitter. Like he's way too connected to like the online world. He like repeats things Plevin says and shit. Like it's bizarre. So there's just something he wanted me to go up there. So he'd be like, so you don't want to talk. But you said you were going to. So why don't you want to talk? You wanted to talk before. Why don't you want to talk now? Yeah. Why don't you want to do this? Huh? You scared? That's all this. He just wanted me to get up there so that he could put on this fucking show, which is what this is all about. He knows that I was not, and we just outplayed him today in this chess game. He thought he's done this trick before where he puts journalists he doesn't like on a witness list like 𝗵𝗿𝗂𝗃 and uses that as a way to keep them out of court because they're reporting things negatively about his clients. His clients in this case are the McAlberts. And so he doesn't want me to be able to say mean things about them during the trial and criticize them because I'm too influential. He doesn't like that. Excuse me. So he can't have that. So that's why he put me on the witness list. Now, what he didn't see coming, because he's like, oh, this guy has too much pride to plead the Fifth. Like he's like, oh, this guy, he's kind of calling my bluff. You know what I mean? Like saying that, oh, Turtleboy said on his show that he'd love to go at it with me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put him on the witness list, knowing goddamn well that I'm not going to call him. Right. And then it puts him in the position of he's going to have to choose between pleading the fifth. Like if he, or, you know, keeping it real. Like I had a choice. I could have kept it real or pled the fifth. And he knows that like, there's a lot hanging on the line here, you know, especially financially. We've been over this, the money involved in this. Like I'd lose out of my livelihood for 3 months. We didn't even make that argument today because we just stuck. The Fifth Amendment was the most important one. Fifth Amendment is just like case closed, done. We could have argued all the First Amendment shit. It's all in our motion. I think we would have won the day on some of that stuff. But the Fifth Amendment argument was the strongest one. Open, close, done. End of story. So he thought that he could kind of get me to prove that like, oh, Turtleboy's not about that life. You know, he talks shit on his show, but he won't show up. He won't go at me in my face, blah, blah, blah. Bitch, you were never going to call me anyway. Stop acting like you were going to call me, Spanky. You were never going to call me. Stop it. You know you weren't going to call me. And so this is like a game of chicken that we played today. It was a chess game. And I will give it to him. He played chess, right? I talked shit about him on my show. I said I would love to go at it with him. He puts me on the witness list, which I initially am like, oh yeah, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, cool. Not realizing Hanky's already 2 steps ahead because he's planning on putting me on the witness list, not because he wants to interrogate me, but because he wants to keep me from reporting about the case and he wants to take money out of my pocket. That's the real reason he's doing it. Then I figured that out. You know, that you figure out you're being played. You figure out you're being set up and you're like, oh, well, now he doesn't know that I figured this out. So then we can pull the switcheroo on him and we can do something to him that he doesn't see coming. He never saw me pleading the fifth. He didn't think I'd ever do it because he's like, Turtleboy is not, no, that guy, he ain't going to plead the fifth. No fucking way. But then I pled the fifth and this is the face you get. You know, that's the bewildered Spanky face. And there's me in the background with the bitch. Gotcha. I won. Spanky's goal, let's be very clear, was to prevent me from being in the courtroom and prevent me from talking about this case. I won. That's it. I won because I get to be in there. Auntie Bev sided with me some fucking how. Me. And I call her cunt like all the time. And she picked, I won, Spanky. You had every home court advantage possible. And I still beat you. Checkmate, motherfucker. Checkmate. Now you can't leave. Now you can't leave. You promised the O'Keefe family that I would not be in there. That's the why the last time I was in there, Peggy O'Keefe says, what the hell is she doing here? Oh, you better get used to me, Peggy. I'll be there. I'm going to enter that lottery every week. Every week. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, and I have a right to do it. He didn't think I would do it. He did not think that I would plead the fifth. And guess what? I didn't either at first. I'm like, it didn't even occur to me. Then I'm like, but then again, this is why you have lawyers. This is why I'm paying these people all this money. It's because they know this shit better than me. Like if they tell me, if Mark Betterow tells me, I see no advantage to this whatsoever, you should plead the fifth, I'm going to listen to him because that's what the fuck else am I paying him for if I'm not going to listen to them? It would be legal malpractice for them not to advise me to take the Fifth Amendment when I have charges against me. You know, the lottery is not fixed. I won. I won the lottery. I made it in next week. Grant won it again too. You know who didn't win it? Who's not even listed as an alternate? Ted Daniel. He didn't even make the top 13. Who else didn't make it? Christina Rex didn't make the top 13. Neither of them is going to be in. I think Jonathan Hall is like a backup. Jessica Machado is a backup. She's an alternate. John DePetro didn't make it in this week. So, we got fucking static again. All right. Anyway, so back to this.
Do you want to call him now and do that now, Mr. Bradle, or not? Do you want to talk with your client? And sure.
So she goes, you want to talk to your client? I'm like looking at him like, no, I don't need any time. I'm ready to go right now. Bring me up there. Let's go. Bring me up there. Bring me up there right now. And so then we go and we talk. We have a little powwow. And, he's like, I told him, I'm like, I'll go up there. I don't care going up there. Yeah, let's do it. And he's like, okay, cool. So we came back in. I'm prepared to go up there. And then Auntie Bev was like Captain 𝗬𝗂𝗧𝘂𝗶𝗄 with me and did a move that I didn't see coming.
Do you agree that Mr. Kearney?
Court is back in session. You may be seated.
Hi, Mr. Brennan, do you agree that Mr. Kearney has a Fifth Amendment right?
I think he has a Fifth Amendment privilege. I don't know that he has a Fifth Amendment privilege to all questions we would ask, but the content that we would go into, I think he clearly would have a Fifth Amendment privilege.
All right, so you're not asking for Louis Martin here.
I'm not. I think I necessarily would have to delve into issues regarding his open indictments against a number of different victims.
Okay.
And I think there's other information that I can't discuss for other reasons because of court orders.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I would suggest that the court could take judicial notice of the 16 indictments against him.
So the Commonwealth concedes, and I believe there's a valid Fifth Amendment right. So
yes, he's allowed me to make the representation on behalf of Mr. Kearney that he would, in fact, invoke his Fifth Amendment privilege. Commonwealth agrees to it. I ask that you just allow me to make the representation and leave it there.
Oh, sure. Is there any objection for everybody hearing this?
There is. I would like Kearney to consider his Fifth.
I thought you wanted me.
He's like, I would object. He's like, let me be the one to say it. Like, I'll invoke his Fifth Amendment for him. And Hank's like, well, actually, I would object to that. I really like to question him. The fuck for?
No, I'm going to see Mr. Kearney here at Sidebar with just you, Mr. Bradle. And all recording devices are off. FTR goes to sealed, Tori and 𝗶𝗄𝗄𝗃.
So we go, oh, bring me over to the sidebar. Yeah. Yeah. Talk it up. Oh, yeah. Have a nice convo with her.
His lawyer present, obviously. Tori, Jim.
Yes.
All right. So, Mr. Brennan, I've just had a colloquy with Mr. Kearney, with his lawyer present, obviously. I find, and the Commonwealth concedes, that he does have a valid Fifth Amendment right. I find that there's a valid basis for him to invoke that Fifth Amendment privilege. And I find that if he were called to testify, he would in fact invoke that Fifth Amendment privilege. So based on that, he will be exempt from the sequestration order, except as to, and I need a list of the named witnesses who are the alleged victims in the current indictments.
I accept those findings. We'll provide the court with a list of the named victims.
I accept those findings. Bitch, like you're out of choice. Bitch, like, and can you tailor the suit, bro? It is too baggy. You make too much money, Spanky, to dress like that. It is not 1998, bro. You can't be all baggy like that. Like, you look like Doc Rivers coaching the Celtics in like 2004. Stop it with the baggy suits. Can we not? Can we not?
Also would like to have the court consider the two minors in that list.
Oh, yes. I think I did that last time as well.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right. So is that it for today?
Judge, if I may, just for the record, maintain the same objection I had at the last trial. Don't need to make any further commentary on it, just in case there's any further action, which I don't anticipate right now.
Okay.
But just for the record, thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're all set until Tuesday, I believe. I'll get orders out. Oh, stipulations were just given to me. I have not had a chance to read them.
All right. So now let's go back and watch some more. So that was my time to shine. I won. They lost. It was a bad day overall for Spanky too, just being in there. So let's go watch some of the highlights. Man, it started late today, huh? Where's the audio? Oh, they didn't have audio? What the fuck? Oh, all right. Let me go to the Court TV one. I think they had audio.
There's one that it seemed that. All right, we'll start. First of all, let's start with the defendant's renewed motion that is not in writing. I think, Ms. Little, I think this was your motion for a forensically sound copy. You wanted to be heard on that?
This court 2022. The court obviously understands the importance of establishing the bona fides of the Canton 𝗲𝗂𝗵 video in this case. The court sat through trial. You watched the testimony regarding the inverted video. The court initially denied the request for a forensically sound copy because the court ordered this. I would also note that after the hearing on this specific issue, the Commonwealth produced a new report. That report was dated February.
As forensically sound is fluid. It's difficult to follow. What is clear is that we invited them to come to the Canton Police Department, bring their expert, download anything that was on the DVR, which nothing existed. And then we further invited them to download the detective file. They had over a month to do that. They declined. That invitation has been ongoing. It's been constant, and it is current. If they would like to go to the Canton Police Department with their expert and download any of the detective file and see what exists, they're welcome to do that. So if they want a court order allowing them to come, which they don't need because we've invited them continuously, we'll agree to the court order. They're welcome to come anytime.
So is the Commonwealth now agreeing that we can forensically image the Canton Police Department detective file?
Okay, so I really don't want you talking to each other. I want you talking to me. All right, so you asked the question to me. Answer it. Right.
The defense cannot download the entire detective file because it contains files wholly unrelated to this case, and it would then intrude upon private information and other investigations. So they can go to the detective file.
Always
an
excuse.
Everything to do with
Always
this case.
an excuse.
But they cannot have a photo image of the entire detective file of the Canton Police Department.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the next motion we're going to do is just the motion for the view. I had asked defense counsel to propose something about how Ms. Reed will get there. Have the two of you talked at all about
Oh, this is dumb. I don't really care about this. The view.
that appear on this list? Is it erroneously on the list?
It's not erroneously, Your Honor, but Mr. Brennan and I spoke about it. We have an agreement that will obviate the need for the court, which is my presumption. Mr. Brennan is going to state it, and that would be my suggestion to Your Honor, and then we can move on to the next matter. We've reached agreement.
Okay, what's the agreement? What's the agreement?
The agreement is there's going to be a redaction to the PowerPoint presentation.
So this is interesting. Some people brought this up today. So this is 𝗳𝗿𝗺𝗺's PowerPoint presentation. That again, this is their new Joe Paul, 𝗳𝗿𝗺𝗺. All right. So 𝗳𝗿𝗺𝗺 has like some PowerPoint presentation where he's going to explain what Karen Reed did based on the chip off, I think. And so as you can see here, this appears to be a map of Fairview Road. That's definitely a map of Fairview Road. You can see there's Cedar Crest right there. I don't know what this is, but this is one of the slides on his PowerPoint, and he wants this redacted.
Of Dr. Welcher, specifically page 37, there was, according to Attorney Brennan, an erroneous remnant on 37.
Okay, so why don't you just provide me with the new slide so I know what it is? Okay.
I will do that.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor.
Okay. So Lieutenant Wing.
Yes, here we go.
Docket 607 and 658. So what I want to know about that, Mr. Brennan, before we begin, is do you have the new report of Lieutenant Wing?
I do. I received it last night. I haven't read it, but I discussed it with counsel. I understand it's just minor.
So Garrett Wing, for those of you unfamiliar, is the man. Check out his awesome interview that he did with Melanie Little in January of 2024, in which she shows him pictures of John O'Keefe's arm from the autopsy photos, and he says with 100% certainty that those are dog bites and explains in great detail exactly how he knows those are dog bites, using his 20 years of experience at the Miami Police Department as a canine trainer and growing up with a dad who was a canine trainer, and he got bit for the first time when he was 8 years old. And he's just so amazing. Like, as good as Dr. Russell is, Garrett Wing is better. The jury doesn't care that he's not a doctor. He is the most effective communicator I've ever seen. Like, him getting in is horrible for the Commonwealth. Horrible. But he's not a doctor. So according to Auntie Bev's rules, he's not allowed to get up there, is he? Well, the rules have changed because she allowed the YouTube doctor, Jim Crosby, who is not a medical doctor, to opine about his reasons why he thinks that those are not dog bites. And the door has been opened now. The doors, you no longer have to be a medical expert to testify about causation of injuries on an arm anymore. So, that's who Lieutenant Wing is that they're talking about here.
Edits to the original report. So that won't delay any hearing on this.
All right, so you're prepared to go forward?
I am.
All right, I'll hear you.
Your Honor, the defense proposes Mr. Wing as a dog bite expert. I think it is too late to ask for a Lanigan hearing. The trial is upon us, regardless of whether or not I think I have standing for it. I do not want to delay this trial in any way. However, there are concerns about the qualifications of Mr. Wing.
What?
He has no experience in pattern recognition analysis. I can see no training on his resume. I will not hold the defense to the standard they tried to employ, that he is not a medical expert, nor will I rely on Dr. Russell saying she's the only qualified individual in the country, but rather this person should have some qualification to come into court and give an opinion that a abrasion is supposedly a dog bite. It doesn't appear that Mr. Wing is a certified trainer. It doesn't appear that Mr. Wing has ever testified in court before. And so to expedite the matter, rather than or seek a Lanigan hearing, I think it would be helpful to have a short voir dire regarding his qualifications before he's presented as a witness, so the court can determine whether or not he is in fact even a qualified witness in this case.
He's given up. He's given up. He's like, yeah, it's probably too late for a Daubert hearing. So how about, and this is why the defense is new play was genius. They did not give them the witness list until the last minute this time. And Spanky, he just starts running around. He's like, fuck, who are all these people? Let's figure out, like, oh shit, this guy's gonna be a problem. They have a new, I'm telling you, they have some shit. Spanky doesn't even know what is coming at this trial. He has no fucking clue what some of these witnesses are going to say. I'm telling you, he has no clue. It's going to be bad for him. I know shit that Spanky doesn't know. All right. And so I don't think this trial is going to go the way he thinks it is. So much shit's coming out, dude. You have no fucking clue. You guys are in for, it's not going to be just a replay of the last trial. It's going to be better. You're going to get all that and way more shit, like wild shit. And you're like, oh my God, how did they not have this in the first trial? Holy fuck. They didn't give this to him. I have to tease you. I have to tease you because there's protective orders. I have access to shit as a criminal defendant that I had to be given some of this shit. A lot of this shit's impounded. So I can't talk about it. So there's that. But anyway, back to Lieutenant Wing.
Thank you, Your Honor. With regard to the report, I just want to underscore that there are changes to, and I discussed these with Attorney Brennan, but I want the record to be clear. There was an objection to the original report of references to Dr. Crosby. We removed those. So those are fairly substantial.
Are there any other changes to it other than the removal of Dr. Crosby?
There are, but there, as Attorney Brennan indicated, they're minor parlance, et cetera. But otherwise, it's the same substance.
Okay. So why don't you provide me with the new or redacted one as well, and I'll take a look at it.
Right. That has, I will do that, Your Honor. I'll provide the court with that forthwith. The second is on the substance. Lieutenant Wing is extraordinarily experienced. You will see that in his report. The summary of his experience, because it would take a lot of time to go through it. For several years, he's been one of, if not the country's leading experts on training law enforcement with regard to the use of canines, not only with bite and hold techniques, but also with what are called washout dogs, which are very much similar to civilian, some call them pet dogs.
Chloe.
He has extraordinary experience with wound recognition. Attorney Brennan respectfully is incorrect when he says he doesn't have experience with pattern recognition. His experience is extraordinary in that regard. Your Honor will.
I was going to say, I watched his whole thing. That seems to be his expertise, actually, is pattern recognition. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. I think he's just making shit up.
Her own judgment, but the report clearly establishes his pattern recognition. His methodology, unlike that of Dr. Crosby, is stated in his report. And in addition, he cites two specific studies for his report, including pattern recognition. And the whole topic of pattern recognition was well established through Dr. Russell. So Your Honor will see that as well. My last category of points to make, Your Honor, is this. The timing of this report came in light of the court's ruling on Dr. Crosby that a non-medical doctor can opine on wounds to humans. And we did make a motion for reconsideration with regard to Dr. Crosby, and understanding the court's schedule and other matters. Given that there was not an ability to have that motion determined, we then decided that we had to submit the report of Lieutenant Wing. We want to make clear that Lieutenant Wing is being offered not as a rebuttal, but as part of the defense's case in chief. And it is part of that in light of the March 6th order of the court with regard to Dr. Crosby. The aspects of behavior in combination with a wound recognition is different from Dr. Russell. There is overlap, but it's different. And the bottom line here is that the approach of Lieutenant Wing and his qualifications exceed that of Dr. Crosby. And my request, Your Honor, is I do not believe there is at all a need for any kind of a hearing. Again, Your Honor will make that judgment when the court believes that notwithstanding the qualifications of Lieutenant Wing and his methodology as set forth in his report, we would respectfully request that we have a voir dire hearing on Dr. Crosby.
Yes.
We have made that request of Dr. Crosby.
So that's another motion. That's what we want to hear now.
Understood. And I was just going to say, I am not
exactly. Just look at his suit compared to Spanky's. You see muscle definition. You see his arms, like where his shoulder. It's just like he looks like a man. They look in better shape. Why is Spanky's suit so baggy? Like why? Seriously, Spanky, can I get you a tailor? I know you can afford it, bro. You're sucking off the taxpayers. Take some of that money and just bring all your suits down to a tailor, and they can do it for you. It can be done. You know, I mean, just look how much better 𝗚𝗏𝗄𝐿 looks than Spanky. I hate to say it, but it's impossible not to notice. You know, everybody on Karen's team is in good shape, especially for their age. I mean, Alan Jackson has fucking veins like popping out of his biceps. Shit, he's like 60. You know, David Yannetti, like they all look. Liza Little, they all look sharp, don't they? They all look sharp. Like look the part, be the part, motherfucker. That's how it goes.
Get into the basis for that. I just wanted to, because
just go ahead, just move on.
Yeah. So my request would be that a determination on whether or not there's a voir dire of Lieutenant Wing abide the motion in the discussion. So in conclusion, Your Honor, we respectfully request that have a voir dire hearing on, at a minimum, wait for that determination until the court reads the report of Lieutenant Wing. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So there's also a motion for reconsideration regarding Dr. Crosby. I can tell you regarding reconsideration, I've found that he is an expert. I am not going to reconsider whether or not Dr. Crosby is an expert. I'm not going to reconsider whether he can testify as something is consistent or inconsistent with dog bites. But Mr. Brennan, I don't see how you're going to have him testify as to whether these marks could have come from 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐿, the specific dog.
Yes.
I think
this was great. This was great. Thank you, Auntie Bev. Fucking thank you. Like, but this is a no-brainer, so I'm not giving her too much credit for this one. This whole shit about like, oh, there's no fucking way these people met 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐿. No fucking way. None of them took a picture of 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐿 either. Nothing. The defense was not allowed to go. They went to some undisclosed location in Vermont. Didn't say where, didn't say whose house, nobody. The defense not allowed to go. There's no way to confirm this dog is 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐿 at all. And then they took this dog that they can't confirm is 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐿, but they swear is 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐿, and they took a molding of the dog, which I believe means they bite onto something. Now, what does that prove at all? How is that you're gonna match? So they're gonna match up the moldings on there and be like the teeth are too far apart. It wouldn't. What are they gonna do? This is fucking. What kind of junk science is this? On top of that, dogs lose teeth. Like shit. It's been 3 years. 1,000,001 things could have happened. What does this prove at all? Like this is madness that he thinks this is something that matters. I mean, look at Jennifer McCabe. I mean. Her molding would be different this time around. I hope she got that tooth fixed, filled. I mean, please tell me Jennifer McCabe did something about the tooth. She had a whole tooth that was just missing. How are you going to go on national television knowing the whole world is watching you and you're missing a tooth? Seriously. George Washington could get his fucking, put some piece of wood in there or some shit, something like that. She went up there missing a whole goddamn tooth. The whole tooth and nothing but the tooth is gone. So, if her, molding could change so much in such a short amount of time, think of what 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐿's could do. Stop it. I mean, this is just so absurd. So thank you, Auntie Bev.
that you can certainly talk about measurements that may have been made, but I don't see how he can testify that this either was or was not this particular dog, particularly in light of the most recent National Academy of Science report that found that no evidence of an existing scientific basis for identifying an individual to the exclusion of all others via bite mark evidence. So what do you want to say about that?
Oh, bro, she cited some study saying that is junk science, my dude. You can't look at something like that and exclude all other animals. Like, you can't do it. But that's only because the defense put that in their motion. So he's like, you can't. He's like, they got a point. You got a point. That's complete bullshit, Spanky. Complete bullshit.
Your Honor, there's a distinct difference between inclusion and exclusion. The National Academy of Forensic Science was an extraordinary study, well respected. I've read it many times, and that is,
I bet you have,
a consensus among experts that teeth structure can in many ways be similar. So it is unfair to conclude that a particular person or a particular dog should be included or identified as the person who left that particular pattern. I agree with that wholeheartedly. It is different in kind and not within the realm of that study or any other studies that I've seen to exclude a person or a dog as the contributor of that bite. And here, there is definitive evidence to clearly show and base an opinion that the dog named Chloe was not the cause of those wounds.
What?
That is the whole purpose of having the mold of Chloe, which is done with humans routinely, often, orthodontists, dentists, restructuring. The spacing itself is so distinguishable between the molds and the spacing on Mr. O'Keefe's arm. It is an objective, a specific, and a substantive basis to draw a conclusion that there is no way to a degree of certainty that these wounds were caused by Chloe's mouth.
This motherfucker's really going to do this. This guy really took a molding of Chloe's teeth and measured how many inches or centimeters apart each tooth was, and then compared that to the marks on the arm. This motherfucker really did that, as if Chloe can only bite once, as if Chloe can't just keep fucking jumping up, ripping him, grabbing onto his arm. Like, Garrett Wing explains the whole fucking thing. He's like, think of the difference between these two witnesses when it comes to the dog. There's going to be no doubt. The first trial, Dr. Marie Russell got up there, did her thing, and apparently there was still some doubt with the jurors about whether or not John was bit by a dog. There is not going to be any doubt this time, because Dr. Marie Russell 2.0 is pissed off. Her expertise has been questioned, and she's offended. And she's more certain than ever that those are dog bites, and she's a doctor. Now you have Garrett Wing, who is not a doctor, but he knows, almost knows more about dog bites than anyone. And he's going to say this. And then you got Jim Crosby. And what do you got, Jim? What do you got, Dr. Jim? What do you got? Well, I got this molding here. He bit into a fucking thing. Look how far apart the teeth marks are. Well, how do we know it's Chloe? Oh, it is. It's in Vermont. Everybody knows Chloe's in Vermont. So there's that. This is going to be a joke. Like, this is what I mean. This is worse than Lally. He's trying to like outsmart them. It's not going to end well. Like, he's got an expert, the 𝗄𝗲𝗺𝗺 guy. It's like, bro, you should have stuck with Joseph Paul. I hate to say that, but like, good luck. I mean, your theory is so retarded anyway. You stuck the arm out, but now you have a guy with a PowerPoint, and you think that's going to make a difference. You put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. You can't dress this shit up, Spanky. You got to lose your case, my dude. There's not much you can do with this. Hire all the YouTube doctors and judge the chuds you want. It's not going to make a lick of difference.
In particular, Dr. Russell had opined not only that the bites were consistent with a dog wound, but she also opined about molars in different parts of the mouth. And since the defense has decided to likely identify particular teeth and structures as the basis to say it's comparable, consistent with a dog, we should be able to counter that in rebuttal, not in our case in chief, in rebuttal, that these molds show to a reasonable degree of certainty that these wounds could not have been caused by Chloe. So it's exclusion, not inclusion.
Can you explain how they came from a taillight, though? Because that's what you really need to do. Immediately, he's already losing. If you're spending all this time proving that trying and failing to prove that he wasn't hit by a dog, you're not proving bit by a dog. You're not proving that they came from a taillight, which is what you need to do, because that's your whole theory. You can't just have a theory. You have to be able to show evidence that the theory is true. Your theory is that a fucking taillight exploded on a man's arm and then immediately turned into razor blades that just cut his arm up in various locations all over the arm. That's your fucking theory. That's hard to work with. Okay. That's really fucking hard to work with. So you should spend time showing exactly how that happened. I mean, you have the fucking moldings to match him up. Are you going to do that with the taillight? Are you going to match up the pieces of taillight to show? Okay, so this piece right here ripped them right here, and then this piece ripped them right here. Polycarbonate taillight did that. What the fuck? This is imagine believing that. This is what I mean. You have to be retarded to believe a fucking taillight did that. A fucking taillight did that. Have you ever touched a fucking taillight? A taillight, people, shattered into fucking, like, turned into razor blades and cut his fucking arm up. Retarded. That's what you have to be to believe that. You should be mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, nothing. Like, fucking stupid people believe shit like this. That's it. And we used to say this, Richie, that no one really believes it. Yeah, true. Krusty Panties doesn't believe it. None of those people believe it. But some of these newer true crime people that just kind of jumped on, like these fucking lunatics on Twitter, some of these bitches that just sit there all day, like these are really real. 𝗵𝗲 𝗺𝗃, that chick, she might believe it. I think she believes it. Like, some of these people are retarded, like, straight up. They're just stupid people. Julie Grant, I don't know if she believes it. I think Julie Grant is just so blinded by, like, this false narrative that the O'Keefes are under attack here. And so she instinctively just sides against, everybody else. But anyway, I digress. I can't believe they're going. Yeah, well, Wendy Murphy's latest theory is something, but it's really, we laugh at Wendy Murphy, but is it that much more funny than Joseph Paul's theory? I don't know.
It's an uphill battle for you. I'll tell you that.
I want to see that. Hold on.
Showed to has decided to likely identify particular teeth and structures as the basis to say it's comparable, consistent with a dog. We should be able to counter that in rebuttal, not in our case in chief, in rebuttal, that these molds show to a reasonable degree of certainty that these wounds could not have been caused by 𝗄𝗏. So it's exclusion, not inclusion.
Listen to this.
It's an uphill battle for you. I'll tell you that. I'll hear from Miss.
Dude, where'd that come from? It's an uphill battle for you. I'll give you that. This sounds like she is going to allow Garrett Wing in. He even conceded that there will be no Daubert hearing, that we can have a little voir dire beforehand. If you want to do a quick voir dire or somebody, that means they're getting in. That guy's getting in. He's fucking charming, Garrett Wing. No doubt. If he's conceding that, you're allowing Garrett Wing to testify. He's going to be in. And on top of that, it sounds like she's also going to say, yeah, your YouTube doctor, he can testify, but there's molding. It sounds like she's saying, don't even talk to me about molding. You're not introducing that into evidence. You bro. And if he can't introduce that into evidence, what the fuck's he going to talk about? They were so proud of that molding.
Thank you, Your Honor. I can go through this quickly. The National Academy of Science, the 2009 report Your Honor is referring to, there is no finding in that exclusion's okay, but inclusion is not. There's nothing in there to support that proposition. That's number one. Number two, with regard to the opinion of Dr. Crosby, he did use a mold, but he didn't use the overlay. In the NAS, I'll shortcut it, 2009, the only way you even get to discuss it is you have to have the mold and the overlay. Dr. Crosby doesn't have the overlay. So even not considering the first point I made, where that's allowed for humans, you need a mold and an overlay. So there is no basis in science for the proposition that with certainty this could not be 𝗄𝗏. So in sum, the inclusion-exclusion distinction that Mr. Brennan tries to make is nowhere rooted in the NAS study. And the point that Your Honor made and that we have made consistently is that there's little difference between inclusion and exclusion when you get to the methodology that's employed. So we, Your Honor, would support what Your Honor's comment was in the beginning, and that is there should be no discussion with regard to 𝗄𝗏 on inclusion or exclusion basis. Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you want to reply?
Of course he does.
I would simply suggest that there is no authority that I'm aware of that prohibits exclusion. None. And as a predicate, and I know it's a side matter, the idea of 𝗄𝗏, as a predicate, that requires third-party culprit. And so before there's being discussion about that, there would have to be an offer of proof that we have not seen and has not been presented. So it really should be irrelevant. But if the defense is going to try to bring it up, it's going to become a live issue. And if we have an obligation or we have a need to rebut, we want to fully rebut any of those claims.
Okay, which is why originally I was going to hear this motion to reconsider after the defense presented their witnesses. So, all right, thank you. The substitute chemist. Is there any objection to the substitute chemist?
Yeah, this is dumb.
Commonwealth's motion 616 regarding the use of extrajudicial statements. If you hang on while I grab that. Is there an objection to that motion?
No.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Good. I love that.
Yes, please.
I love how, so they wants to use Karen Reed's, comments from Dateline and NBC, all that shit during his opening. Like, do it. Go ahead. Like, that's it. This is how weak their case is. He thinks he's going to prove that John O'Keefe got hit by a car by taking things that she said on Dateline and, putting me on the stand and going through my messages. And by the way, I'd like to point out, have you got all the discoveries in? Can anybody show me in the discovery where my messages with Karen Reed have been entered into evidence? Did you guys see anything like that? I could be wrong. I have not seen any discovery entered into evidence of my text messages with Karen Reed. Did anybody see that? I don't want to sound like ridiculous, and it comes back later. And yeah, there is shit in there. I missed it. So correct me if I'm wrong. But I did not see any text messages in the discovery between me and Karen Reed. Okay, no, everybody's agreeing. There's nothing in there. So, fucking how awesome is that? Like, you motherfuckers struck out again. Like, that should be pointed out. You got her phone. You got my phone. You made a huge thing about this. You stole my phone. You fucking raided my house, took my fucking phones, went through them all, lied about going through them all, right? Did this whole thing with the taint team, went through it anyway. Okay. Read them all. And what do you got from that? What do you got? Nothing. You have nothing. You have fucking all that shit. You got Proctor's phone and you got a fucking gold mine of shit, of bias, misogyny, anything you want. You got my phone, and what do you got? A whole lot of the Intimidator. That's it. That's it. That's all you got. Enjoy it, Tully. Enjoy it. Show it to your wife so she can see what a real one looks like. Fucking loser. Anyway, it's like that's all they got. They got nothing out of that. They got absolutely goddamn nothing. So that's not emphasized enough here. The fact that they got my phone and they went through the whole thing looking for shit specifically between me and Karen Reed, and they couldn't find a single text message that was remotely close to being useful in court. Nothing. Nothing. Anyway.
I'm sure is aware, but I want to point out as part of that motion, we're asking to have an independent reader, someone who is not an officer involved in this case. I don't expect there'll be any emphasis or drama in the presentation of text messages, but I think an independent reader is fair or objective, and we'd like to have an independent reader take the stand at times throughout the case when we want to introduce certain text messages that don't involve a participant.
All right, how are we going to find this person?
Well, we could have somebody playing close from state police, or we could find somebody that's agreeable to the defense, but I think it would be best if we have an independent reader who's available throughout the trial to play that role.
Okay. Yes.
These motherfuckers really want to do like the dramatic reading of her text messages. Like, what was Nicholas Garino not dramatic enough when he read them? Is that not good enough? No, you have to. Is it going to be a girl and a boy reading them back and forth? Do you have a lot of inflection? I think Emily D. Baker said this today. Just have Lally do it. Put him to use, right? Put Lally to use. Have Lally do it. I mean, he's got to say something. He hasn't said a fucking word since the second trial started. He just sits there like a lump on the log. At least let him do that. Throw him a bone.
We're in a position to agree or disagree at this point. I don't know exactly which text messages or which conversations are intended to be independently read. At the last trial, they typically came in through the person that found the text messages. They were, Mr. Lally asked, I think, Mr. Garino, I can't remember his first name. Mr. Garino
can't remember his first name.
The messages from both sides, and that was done pretty effectively and expeditiously. But unless I know more about exactly what the theater of having an independent reader is going to be like, I can't really weigh in.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
wherever there's a witness involved in the conversation, if those text messages are admissible, it would come in through the witness. Text messages between Mr. O'Keefe and the defendant, there is no author of those. And so we will introduce those text messages, the admissible ones, at different parts of the trial when they become relevant.
Yeah,
So it's not sufficient
have
to
Auntie Bev do
a
them.
state police officer who is not a witness to those text messages to come in and read them continuously through the trial. Mr. 𝗺𝗏 is an independent witness in this case. To bring him back regularly as a police officer, I think is creates the wrong impression. I think objectively we can have somebody come in who simply reads those text messages when they're appropriate to introduce. I would disagree gently with Mr. Brennan. That's exactly what the proper protocol is. If Mr. 𝗺𝗏 is the one who found it, he's a state trooper, he found the text messages, he was the one who downloaded the data, he was asked about those text messages previously. I think having him come back, and doesn't matter how many times he comes back, he's paid by the state, he can come back 5 times or 1 time. But to have somebody else come in or other individuals come in to act as readers, I think that it is not in keeping with the ordinary course of presentation of the evidence. It just doesn't make sense to me to have a reader come in. It seems to add a theater to the text messages that are inappropriate. I don't know who these individuals would be, and the text messages are admissible because they're statement of the party opponent, and the other is the context of the statement of the party opponent. So I don't see any reason to change the protocol that we had last time.
All right. If I were to allow an independent reader, do you have a male and a female, or would it be a male reading a female's responses?
I haven't identified anybody, but I can get a male and a female.
All right.
And that's exactly what we don't want. I think that's inappropriate. It's not going to be Mr. O'Keefe, and it's not going to
I
be
know
the text
Shakespeare
messages
kid.
themselves. The jurors should be able to analyze the words that are on the page, the text messages as they were
Right.
written and drafted, not the inflections and the repartee between two independent people with motives that may or may not be consistent with the text messages. As we all know, it's a very, very different circumstance to have a text message communication with someone and have a conversation with someone, for instance, telephonically or verbally. People talk about it all the time. Things get lost in text messages. Having them read by a state trooper who found them.
So it can be perhaps not a state trooper. That's all. I understood it to be to take out all infliction and completely that.
Right. I heard Mr. Brennan say the same thing. I don't know that that's actually what's going to happen. And this lends itself to sort of a theatrical presentation that's completely unnecessary and could be incredibly objectionable. And then once it's done, it's done.
All right. I will consider it.
There'll be no inflection. That would be inappropriate.
There'll be no inflection. How do you enforce that?
All right. Defendant's motion for specific discovery, paper 638, Jimmy. All right. Who's arguing it?
Yes, that's me, Judge. Good morning. So we are withdrawing request number 8. And with regard to request number 7, we've agreed on the following language, Judge, which I would read into the record. Number 7 would be any indication from the witness willing to change testimony in exchange for any consideration. So with that, I would ask the court to allow the motion with regard to 3 and 4. I believe that we should receive information if there's a witness who has expressed to the Commonwealth either a refusal or a reluctance to testify in this matter or to cooperate in any way.
Okay. There's no authority for that in Rule 14, correct?
We believe that it's consistent with Rule 14, which is why we've made the request.
Okay. Where in Rule 14 or the reporter's notes?
Relevant and discoverable. It applies to a witness's credibility, motives, intent, and that's the basis on which we make the request.
Okay. I'll hear from the Commonwealth.
Again, I can't comment on I know what he's talking about, but not allowed to say. We'll see what happens. We'll see what wouldn't that be wild? Wouldn't that be wild if there were witnesses out there who were expressing a hesitancy to testify or maybe demanding something in return? I don't know, something like that for their testimony. I don't know. Wouldn't that be wild?
Yes. With regard to number 5, we also talked about modifying the language. Mr. Brennan had taken it down for us. Any information of any witness regarding promises, inducements, or rewards to that witness.
Okay. Mr. Brennan, regarding 3 and 4, what's the Commonwealth's position?
Your Honor, that does not go to motive or credibility. It is not within Rule 14, should not be discoverable. It's irrelevant. It doesn't show any bias on behalf of the witness if they had any reluctance or concerns about testifying. I have been very broad in my agreements regarding discovery. Anything that is Rule 14, exculpatory, even their specific requests which extend beyond Rule 14, I am more than happy to give them. But I think 3 and 4 are personal, irrelevant, and have nothing to do with bias or credibility.
Okay. Thank you. All right. The Arca witnesses. Motions regarding that. So where do you stand, Mr. Brennan, with
he's so afraid of the Arca, guys. This is
what
great.
has been provided and what you might think has not been provided?
There are 2 issues. There is the discovery that we have requested in the past. At this point, I stand unsatisfied with that discovery production. And then secondly, there is the limitations that should be imposed upon Arca based on what has been provided pursuant to reciprocal discovery. I'd like to start with the second part, and that is we have a little chronology. December 5th, 2024, we submitted docket 442, Commonwealth's motion for reciprocal discovery, which was allowed by the court. There were a number of other motions which led to March 27, 2025, docket 640, Commonwealth's motion to compel reciprocal discovery of Arca witnesses or to exclude their testimony. And then the next day, on March 28, 2025, the defense responded with docket 642, which was a response to docket 442. And so what we were looking for, not only Rule 14, but more specifically our discovery motion, was information from Arca that would make clear the relationship between the Arca witnesses and the defense back from its inception. It is important because that information, thorough vetting of the information, may be a basis for the Commonwealth to inquire of these Arca witnesses if they're called,
about candor,
if they're called,
truthfulness, and full disclosure.
Okay.
And so while we received some answers to our questions, we want a full vetting of that history.
Oh, I
On a
bet.
prior date, the court suggested that perhaps we could have a voir dire, not regarding their qualifications, but regarding this very issue about the relationship between the witnesses and the defense. And that is one viable option. My concern specifically is if they are subject to a voir dire the day before their testimony, they're traveling from out of state, and they will not have with them documents and other items which are necessary for the Commonwealth's review and likely used during the examination. And so if the court was to maintain there would be a voir dire the day before the hearing, I would ask for an order from the court to order Arca to bring the discovery that was ordered in the Commonwealth's discovery motion back on December 5th, 2024. The response by the defense, a large part of it is that it's not within their custody or control. And so these items, I expect, would be in the custody and control of these Arca witnesses. There are a number of specific items which we sought in our discovery motions. Those items include communications, billing, emails, text messages, etc. And so those documents, if we cannot obtain them in advance or the day before the witnesses are set to testify, we will never have an opportunity to send them home to get the materials that are relevant. So if the defense position is not in their custody and control, and then I ask the court to order the Arca witnesses to provide that information prior to the voir dire so that we can review it.
I mean, this guy, this is all he's got. Like the Arca guys will say things that are so devastating to his cause. Like literally that, like, yeah, that's impossible. Like everything this guy is saying is impossible. Like physically, like it defies the laws of physics. And here's who I am. I work for Arca. We have contracts with the NHL, the Department of Defense. We build cannons. We're nerds. Like we're doctors. We're sexy. We're all this shit. Like fucking, we're the crash daddies, baby. You know, we're fucking awesome. And the best Spanky can do, the best, is try to be like, well, who paid for your meals? How much were you paid? Can we read your emails? Were you biased? Blah, blah. That's it. Like, that's his fucking Hail Mary, bro. This guy's done. Done. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. If this is all he's working with, is like, how much did the Arca guys get paid? Loser. What a loser. This guy's got nothing. Oh my God. All I heard about is, oh, big bad Hanky's in here. Big bad Hanky. Oh, new sheriff's in town. Mob lawyer. Oh yeah. He's a little bitch. Oh, this is it. He got spanked by me in court today. I owned his ass in court today. 1-0, my first showdown with Spanky. Beat his ass down. Auntie Bev sided with me. Okay. And this is all he's got. He's like, wow, maybe we can get, oh yeah, he got smacked down by Judge 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, asked, did I stutter? Wanted messages with United, didn't get them. Got all the messages with Karen. They were useless. You know, nothing in there about, you know, manipulating medical examiners or getting people to kill themselves. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. So keep going, Spanky. You're doing great.
Secondly, the defense has provided that they have retained the Arca witnesses independently. We have received no new discovery other than communications and emails. What is concerning is that in the notice from the defense, there is some suggestion about the Arca witnesses potentially rebutting or commenting on Mr. Welch's testimony. Discovery deadlines have passed some time ago. It would be inappropriate at this point to have any new opinions, any new information, any new reports. We have been steadfast from the beginning of this case, early on, about discovery deadlines. And so my expectation is if the Arca witnesses testify, they would be required to testify pursuant to the February 12, 2024 report, and they would not be able to provide any further opinions, any further ideas, or any further reports.
Oh, bullshit, motherfucker. So he's saying that, so Judd Welcher's got his PowerPoint explaining how John got hit by a car, which wasn't presented at the first trial. And so he's like, I don't think that the Arca experts should have the opportunity to look at Judd's PowerPoint and point out what's bullshit about it. He doesn't think that they should be able to do that. Okay. But besides that, he just wants transparency.
So the two things to simplify that I'm looking for is for the court to have that voir dire, again, for a limited purpose, to order Arca witnesses to comply with the discovery order that the court has already imposed, and to have Arca limited to the discovery that was properly provided before the discovery deadlines. Those are my three requests.
I want to go in reverse order briefly, if I could. Concerning the discovery deadlines, we have continued to receive new notices of discovery from the Commonwealth well after the same deadlines that Mr. Brennan is now bringing up concerning Arca. They filed their notice of completion or certificate of completion long ago, and we have consistently receive new information from their experts, the reports, amended reports, redacted reports, additional information. Both sides understand that discovery is an ongoing situation, sometimes out of our control. To that point, on March 26, 2025, we received for the first time official notice from the United States Attorney's Office and the Department of Justice that we, the defense, or either side, the Commonwealth as well, were free to engage Arca directly as expert witnesses in this case. On that same day, we contacted the Commonwealth. Actually, the very next day, we contacted the Commonwealth and provided them information that we would be and had engaged them. We provided the engagement agreement. We provided them with all discovery that we have appropriate thereto. And insofar as, or to the extent that any additional testing and or analysis is completed by those experts, because keep in mind, it's only been, we can count it in days that we've actually been able to engage them. If there is in fact additional testing and or analysis that is noteworthy, then we will, or that we intend to use, we will obviously provide that to the Commonwealth forthwith, which we indicated in our moving papers. We will maintain that posture throughout. And if there is additional information to be disclosed, it will be disclosed. It will be disclosed in a timely manner. We do not have anything as yet as we stand here today, but we...
What do you think that timely manner is? What ballpark are you talking?
When I get a report, I will turn it over the same day. If I get a report, I will turn it over the same day. If I get a new analysis, I will turn it over the same day. If we get new testing results, we will turn those over the same day that we get them. In other words, I can't control the conduct of the experts. They may or may not be engaging in additional testing or analysis, but if they are, once I get it, we'll turn it over. That's all I can say to that. We're not holding anything back. We're not hiding anything. We're, as soon as we get something, if we get it, to the extent that there is additional analysis or testing done, that will be turned over forthwith. With regard to docket number 642, we did, Your Honor, I don't want to waste the court's time. We did respond in detail to every single one of the 12 requests that the Commonwealth has made. I'm happy to go through those if the court wishes me to, but...
Hold on one second. Mr. Brennan, are there specifics that you say are still outstanding of the 13 or however many points they were? Because this is on what you filed. So this is not unusual. A party says, we asked for all 13, another party says we gave them to you, and then the party says, I don't have them. Can we narrow this? Is there anything specifically that Mr. Jackson should address?
Yes. Their response is that it's not in their custody control.
So for which ones? Which of your numbers?
Number one, a complete statement of all opinions to be expressed by Daniel Wolf.
Okay.
And their response is the information in the possession, custody, and control of the defense has already been produced. That obviously understates the fact that they would hope to have new opinions. That is the very point that this is not responsive. Their discovery deadline has passed. And so I would like to talk about, or respond after Attorney Jackson is done, about what is going to evolve from this conversation. This is exactly what I was worried about back in November, what I expected might happen.
Oh, I'm so worried.
It's difficult now to parse the different pieces of my discovery request, but we do not have all the billing, all the communications, all the text messages, all the emails between the parties. And if the defense's position is not in their custody control, well, it's certainly in the custody control of Arca. We do not have all prior reports, all prior testing, all field testing.
Fucking loser.
We don't even know.
Oh, shut up.
Okay.
So my tolerance
Shut up.
ongoing development of discovery is
Talk.
number one issue I anticipated, and that I tried to
No,
prevent.
I'm so mad.
So address number one, Mr.
The
Jackson.
number one issue that Mr. Brennan has anticipated and tried to prevent is Arca testifying. Let's just call it like it is.
Yes.
So address number one, please.
I
Okay.
am. That's what I'm doing, Your Honor. We have provided on April 12th about 1,000 pages, additional pages, responsive to the request specific to Arca. The response that we provided to request number one is as follows. The information in the possession, custody, and control of the defense has already been produced and can be found in the Arca report, the voir dire testimony, and the trial testimony of Dr. Wolf and Dr. 𝗺𝗁𝗃. That is specifically in response to request number one. What we have, they have. Mr. Brennan constantly stands up and says, we don't have all the emails, we don't have all the communications, et cetera. They have everything. We've already turned that over.
Yeah.
There is nothing that we have not turned over that's in our possession. With regard to the new information that Mr. Brennan says, this is exactly what I was worried about, et cetera. We could not engage these experts until we got permission from the Department of Justice. The federal government had to give us permission. They gave both sides permission on March 26th, 2025. We immediately, Your Honor, as best we could, leapt into action to contact Arca and engage them formally so that they could act as experts for the defense in this case in furtherance of potential testimony moving forward. We do not have additional testing results. We do not have additional analysis. We do not have additional reports or findings as yet because it's only been a few days. If we get those, we will turn those over immediately. And that's all we can be expected to do. If the court wishes to go through the others, it's listed as 13, but there's actually 12 requests. I'm happy to do that. If the court's satisfied with...
I have a question. It was my question last time when they testified. It wasn't clear to me who did what each witness did regarding testing, preparation, things that are normal cross-examination. Is that clarified any better? They said we. They talked about we did this, we did that.
Well, I would disagree with that. Dr. 𝗺𝗁𝗃 talked about what he did, which was more on the biological side.
There was a difference between them.
And Dr. Wolf talked about what he did on the mechanical side. They did discuss what their individual or their specific capacity was and their expertise. We have not received any additional report to that effect. Everything that is in the report is exactly what the Commonwealth received at the same time that the defense received it, and it's exactly what they testified to both in the voir dire and in the trial. There's no clarification. That we haven't asked for clarification. If there is clarification in any new analyses, that will be turned over immediately as well.
Is there anything that they're going to say they cannot provide because of the federal investigation?
Not to my knowledge. I don't know. I haven't asked them if there's communications that Mr. Brennan is asking for that they can't provide. I haven't asked them that because I've not deigned to.
Can we consult with counsel just for a moment?
Sure.
Interesting. So I don't even understand what they're really asking for here. Something about.
Right. Ms. Lou I was getting to the point, but she emphasized, and I will emphasize it here, the one thing that the U.S. government has said to both the Commonwealth and to us is in furtherance of their testimony, in furtherance of their engagement, they still are not allowed to detail confidential communications that they had with the U.S. government and the Department of Justice.
But can they testify as to what they did?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Can they testify under what direction they did these things?
Well, they can certainly testify to what they did. Absolutely. That is.
They did it under their own direction. They were like, did this person get hit by a car? Figure it out. That's the direction. What? I don't understand. Like, what? Okay.
On the table. Every bit of testing, every bit of analysis.
But why they did it?
What their communications were, what their directives were, that is confidential.
Yeah.
And
Can I see counsel time?
That is confidential. It's like, why does she think she gets this? Yeah, they don't even get it. Nobody gets this. Like, what the Fed's communications with Arca, you want those? Call them up. Call 1-800-FED and maybe they'll give them to you. I don't know. Yeah, federal government, I'd like all your communications with this company, please, because I'm Auntie Bev and I want to see him. And Spanky has a theory that you guys are actually just paid guns who will say whatever. So can you hand those over? Yeah, sure. We'll get right on that. Right. Sidebar. How long does sidebar last? Holy shit.
Other than everything that's all right. So, Mr. Jackson, you're saying that the Arca witnesses did not do anything, did not read anything, did not consult anything, did not try any additional experiments or come to any findings other than everything that's in that report.
That is correct.
Right.
That's what we've been told.
Right.
We have no reason to believe otherwise.
Right.
Everything that they did, everything they were asked to do, and all the data that they were provided upon which to base their opinions and conclusions is provided in the report. And that was all subject to cross-examination, both at the voir dire and at trial.
All right. And then subsequent to that, information was provided by Mr. Yannetti. And you have that all documented, whatever information the Arca authorities now are working on is information provided by Mr. Yannetti or his file?
So there's two issues. I want to make sure I don't conflate these. Mr. Brennan mentioned a subpoena that Mr. Yannetti had received at his office.
Mr. Yannetti had brought it up in open court.
Correct. That subpoena was honored, as we had to, obviously, as Mr. Yannetti had to honor it. For every single NOD that we got from the Commonwealth, that was then submitted to the federal authorities.
When was that done?
It was done periodically since the subpoena came into effect.
When did it start?
I don't remember the date.
December 2022.
September 1st, 2022.
Thank you.
I didn't remember the specific date, but it was very early on. So the Department of Justice, or the U.S. Attorney's Office, was receiving information pursuant to that subpoena in an ongoing basis. But I want to make clear, that's not information that was then going to Arca. The U.S. Attorney's Office decided what information, and the FBI decided what information to supply to Arca to answer their questions.
Do you know what information was provided?
Yes, it's in the report. There were 14 categories of items that were provided to Arca, and they said that's all that we were provided.
All right, so then it's accurate to say items that are in the notices of discovery that Arca does not list were not provided to them?
Correct. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah, they were provided a very narrow, it was a narrow scope of work, if you will, that did not include the myriad things that we were getting in NODs.
All right, then you started providing them information to fill in those gaps, right?
Once we received information from Dr. 𝗼𝗂𝗀𝗃, for instance, we knew that we wanted at least to explore the idea of rebutting some of that information, from a biomechanic standpoint, and we wanted them to have basically.
So she's like getting at here, like, so you gave them, you guys gave them all the information, right? You led them down the wrong path. Basically, you gave them this, but you didn't give them that. You didn't talk about the DNA on the taillight, as if that fucking matters, right? When it comes to physics, because obviously that doesn't matter at all. That's what she's getting at it. But he's like, actually, yeah, we gave him 𝗄𝗏𝗺𝗆's report because we think they should be able to rebut that. That's what we gave them is 𝗄𝗏𝗆's report, as we should.
A mirror image of what Dr. 𝗼𝗏𝗃 was provided.
All right. So when did you do that?
I want to say March 26th or 27th. I think it's in the motion. Just take a quick look.
Okay.
additional discovery for the experts for their review on March 26, 2025. That same day, the defense was provided all the additional materials to Arca, including Dr. Welch's reports and all of his findings, including the 140-page PowerPoint, etc. We wanted them to have everything that Dr. Welcher had, as well as Dr. Welch's reports and findings.
All right, and you say that you will have that, you expect in the next 3 days or so.
Oh, I didn't say 3 days. I said I think we can count it in days, not weeks. So I would expect if there is something that we're going to receive, it's probably in the next week or 10 days, I would guess.
All right.
We're acting as efficiently as we possibly can, but we can only do so much, given the fact that we were only provided access to hire Arca on March 26th.
All right, Mr. Brennan, I'll hear you.
To alert the court.
Oh boy, here he is. Here's the nerdlinger.
This is the very issue I've been concerned about since the beginning of this case.
I'm so
I've made
mad.
every effort
I'm so mad.
to alert the court
I'm mad.
that I had a concern. In fact, that I anticipated this very thing would happen.
Yeah.
When I began this case, beginning of October, end of September, my first analysis was of the past history of this case and dropping experts and information during trial. My attempt was never to preclude Arca from testifying, never.
Oh, yeah.
But it was to preclude the
Oh
defense
no, yeah.
from trying this case by ambush.
No, totally not.
And it was my primary concern. And that is why I filed motions from the beginning of this case. Your Honor must remember, I was filing notices of intent.
Oh, he's so mad, dude. He's so mad so bad about hiding his emotion. At least Adam Lally had zero emotions, zero personality. You could, if he knew he was having a bad day, you wouldn't know about it. If he was having a good day, you wouldn't know about it. This guy cannot help, but he's going to get so frustrated during the trial. I'm telling you, it's going to be a fucking disaster. They were so much better off with Lally, and that's saying something because Lally is fucking the definition of mediocre. This guy is just trying too hard. He's just like a chick, like, bro.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was worried about, and I was really so.
Oh my God, dude, calm down. Calm down. What you're really mad about is the fact that they're going to testify that John wasn't hit by a car. That's what you're really mad about. So relax.
Tension, notices anticipating things that are not routine because I knew this very thing would happen. We had Arca witnesses where I still do not believe we have had full disclosure. Regardless of whose fault it is, I still do not believe we have full disclosure. Not just for the basis of opinion, but regarding communications between the defense and Arca. That's why I filed this motion for discovery. And when the defense responds, it's not in their possession of control. That's why these Arca witnesses who've made representations to this court about not knowing the defense and the limited interaction with the defense, they need to be held accountable. That information should come directly from the Arca witnesses if the defense can't or won't produce it. I believe there will be information that Arca has if you order them to bring in all of their communications, email, phone call records, billing, and text messages. And if it exists, I would like to see it. I think I'm entitled.
I'm entitled. I'm entitled.
A report that blurs the roles of the parties. I can live with that. I can accept that. The Arca witnesses provide a report that does not have a lot of information about their study and notes. I can accept that because I have prepared for it. But what I haven't prepared for is for the defense to wait until the last minute, then move for a 2 request, which they know will take time, then provide information to Arca on the eve of opening statements, and then expect to come in with new opinions and information and reports after we've already given an opening statement. It's not only trial by ambush. It not only takes away the Commonwealth's ability and right to prepare.
First of all, trial by ambush. Motherfucker, you guys introduced an inverted video. And you're talking about trial by ambush. Goodness gracious. You guys tried to enter into evidence a Google search that you did looking for a DUI attorney.
So, man, this is
like, he's like, Matt, we don't have enough time to come up with bullshit. Like, they're not giving us enough time to refute. Like, he's so mad because he's being outplayed. And if he were better at this, he would be better at like hiding his emotions that he's losing. Like, this is the sign of a very bad day. And this is before he took that L to daddy. That's before I came into this courtroom and smacked him around a bit. That hasn't even happened yet. And he's already losing his composure. Bad day for Spanky.
It creates a disadvantage that information and argument is already made to the jury without complete information that they should have had. They could have retained any expert they wanted. They didn't have to wait for Arca witnesses. They've had 3 years. They could have retained any accident reconstructions they want.
Yeah, they could have got any accident reconstruction they want. Yeah, you could just go out and hire one. And then you'd accuse them of like being a paid expert. Instead, they took these guys that are the best of the best that they didn't have to pay for, that were provided by the federal government. So you can't say that they're biased. And you're mad about that. Like,
they could have got their own expert, but they wanted these unbiased guys who were paid for by the federal government. And fuck, that just means they're not biased. And then what the fuck am I supposed to say, Your Honor? How the fuck am I supposed to say they're biased then? Well, let's get all their emails, and maybe there'll be something in the emails in there. And we thought there was something in Turtleboy's phone, and maybe there would be messages between Turtleboy and Karen Reed, and we can use those against her. But turns out there wasn't. So maybe we'll go through the emails, and maybe there'll be something in there. Fucking loser. And I want all the trolls to know this. You hitched your wagon to a fucking loser having a meltdown right here, crying like a bitch over, oh, well, I don't want Arca to testify. I'm so scared. What a fucking loser. Loser, Spanky. I smacked this motherfucker around in court today. I embarrassed him. I outplayed him. We outclassed him. We checkmated this motherfucker. Crying like a bitch. Go on, Spanky.
But they waited. They moved with a 𝗃𝗏 letter on February 7th, 2025. Anybody with experience, including the defense, knows it takes time. If they really wanted the Arca witnesses, they could have moved in November. We gave 𝗺𝗿𝗺𝗺 CV in November. We met our discovery deadlines, and they were hard. There was more we would have done or wanted to do, but we couldn't because we honored our obligations to the court and the discovery orders. We provided the discovery pursuant to the orders so that they would be held to the same standard. And now we hear they waited until February 7th, 2025 for a 𝗃𝗏 request. And now they're giving new information to Arca to come back and potentially give new opinions that we have no ability for our experts to evaluate. We have no ability for our experts to then go through and conduct more testing. This is the core of preparing for the case. They had that obligation. And so now to allow them to do this, it's not an aberration. This is a continued pattern from the last trial. They have their Arca witnesses, they have their report. That is all pursuant to the discovery deadlines. To now let them change the rules and come in tomorrow, the next day, or 10 days from now and have new opinions after we've already told the jury our theory and our science and not have a chance to rebut it or consider it. I'll have no time during trial to sit down with the experts and assign them to review new information, new reports. I'll have no time to go back and reconsider the order of witnesses or the information we need or witnesses that we've decided we don't need in this case in scheduling. If it wasn't so obvious this was going to happen, I wouldn't be so upset about it. At some point, the defense has to be held to the same standard of discovery obligation. This isn't late notice. This isn't parachuting in. This is an effort they decided to make and wait until February 7th, 2025. Your Honor, I ask you to allow Arca to testify, allow them to testify to their report, be confined to the report that has met discovery deadlines, and to produce the request that the court ordered regarding discovery of the information that we want. That's what I asked this court to do.
He's so mad.
Your Honor, what appears to be...
Your Honor, that guy is a whiny little cunt. I rest my case. Let's see if he says that.
The feigned indignation is just not
feigned indignation
consistent with the facts. We didn't receive 𝗺𝗿𝗺𝗺's report until basically February 2025. We received a report, I think it was January 31st, 2025, and we read it for the first time the next day on February 1st. Nobody's been dragging their feet. There is no ambush. This feigned indignation is just not consistent with the facts, Your Honor. The court hadn't ruled that we could even use Arca until just a few weeks ago. We've been moving expeditiously to try to rebut a witness that the Commonwealth disclosed in February of 2025. By mid-March, we asked for a 𝗃𝗏 request. We asked for a 𝗃𝗏 permission, or asked permission to engage them through a 𝗃𝗏 request. That does take time. We did it expeditiously. We weren't waiting for some advantage. As soon as we got the request approved, we immediately, that day, engaged them, and immediately that same day, provided the Commonwealth notice that we had engaged them, and we intend to use them to, at the very least, to address 𝗺𝗿𝗺𝗺's testimony, or his reports, the last iteration of which we got on March 24th. So if you want to talk about dates and chronology, what's good for the goose should be equally good for the gander.
Ooh.
Mr. Brennan has been consistently providing us with new discovery after his certificate of compliance has been well done, the ink is well dry. We have a right, we have an obligation to address and to meet his new discovery. For instance, 𝗺𝗿𝗺𝗺's opinions and conclusions with rebuttal opinions and conclusions if we can. And I want to make sure that we're not conflating two separate issues. One is the information that Arca had outside of any of our control. Nobody in this courtroom could have reasonably controlled what information they had.
But you did say that's all listed in the report and there's nothing more.
I was just about to say, the communications that they had with the U.S. Attorney's Office, I don't have any access to that. That's confidential. But I do know what they provided to them for their analysis. That is all listed in the report. And both sides have had that from the day we received the reports, the federal disclosures. Both sides have had those. So nobody was in any disadvantage in the first trial, and certainly nobody's at a disadvantage in this trial. We're simply trying to meet our obligations as we could within the confines of the rules that were set up in no small part by the federal government. And now those
Right.
strictures have largely been lifted.
Exactly.
Attempt to assign blame.
Oh, here we
forward
go.
as expeditiously as we possibly can.
There you go. One more. He always has to get the last word. He always has.
Rather than addressing their obligations, it's always an attempt to assign blame. The government or the Commonwealth gave us late disclosures. The changes in Judge Welcher's PowerPoint were by exclusion. Attorney 𝗼𝗂𝗃 had concerns about certain things in the report, so we took things out of the report. There's a difference.
So you first provided it in November, then you're saying?
No, we provided, pardon me.
He
We provided his CV in November.
such a
And then we
nerd.
provided on our discovery deadlines,
what a nerd.
January 31st, 2025. And then on February 5th, we provided all of the detailed background notes, references. And so we met our discovery deadlines. The changes to Mr. Welcher's report have been the complaints, understandably, about what they believe was hearsay or inadmissible. So we removed pieces. There was no new testing. There was no new reports with information changing any of the things.
According to Mr. 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗃, who is much more facile with the facts of what's in Judge Welcher's report, that's not quite true. There were additions made to the latest iteration of his report. And Mr. Brennan just admitted that February 5th was the first time that we received all of the information from Judge Welcher. The next month, within a few weeks.
All right. So anyway, I mean, they talked about that for 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Arca. It's like this dude is obsessed with Arca. He is so afraid of them. I've never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. But anyway, bad day for Spanky. Bad day for Spanky. Good day for the good guys. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna switch this up. That's annoying me. Okay, cool. All right. Let me read some turtle chats here, shall we? Let's take a little turtle chat break. See what we got. Anyone wants their message read? The link is at the top for turtle chat. And also shout out to the Rumble Rats, all 34 of you over there in the chat. All right, let's see what we got. Amy sends $25 and goes, when I was watching today, when your attorney said you were going to plead the fifth, I said out loud, alone in my house, checkmate, bitch. Amazing move. Yeah, he didn't see that one coming. He didn't see that one coming. What the hell was that? Oh. Hold on, let me get out of that. Okay. Next one. I think this is Carolyn. Did I read this one already? $50. It says, normally I'm in the wrong time zone. Finally catching you live. What a thrill to shake your. Oh, I got you earlier, Carolyn. Nice to see you again. Nadine sends $5 and goes, is it true the terms and conditions regarding Paul's attendance for the trial is that he must wear an athletic supporter due to T-ball season starting? All Dick's stores are sold out, leaving him unable to attend. Don't know if that's a joke or not. If it is a joke, Nadine, appreciate the $5. You got to work on the delivery. It's because I don't get it. Too many words. So thank you very much. Michelle and Yvette Pepper sends $10, goes, hey, Dr. Daddy, you are my journalistic idol. You have balls of steel, fucker. Love from Texas. Well, I'm glad you like my balls of steel from Texas, and keep up the good work. Thanks for being here. Next up, we have B&B OG sends $10 and goes, love you, Turtle Boy. Just came from the lawyer. You know, he will come on or vice versa after trial. Okay. I guess I'm too hot right now. I'm too hot to have on. So, but I get it. I'd like to go on. Yeah. We could do like a decompress thing afterwards. And then I could, because I'm in the community now. I'm a Lawtuber at this point. I'm not a lawyer, Esquire, but I am a doctor. So that's kind of just as good. Joe Fliphead sends $25, goes, been following for a year. Have yet to see Unc lose. Well, I did go to jail. So I lost on December 26, 2023. I think we can all agree that was an L. Although it did come out stronger than ever. So, and I got in good shape and I learned to try new foods. I like chili now and peppers and stuff like that I didn't like before. And I drink a lot of milk. Okay. But other than that, jail was horrible. So fuck that pussy. Brennan is a beta soy boy, says Joe Fliphead. Thank you, sir. Jay sends $5 and goes, I hear the Commonwealth plans to debunk Arca by having Phil debunks Karen Reed on Twitter coming in. He did a video with the taillight from the 80s, froze it, and smashed it with a 1-pound hammer to show John's arm broke it. I know there's some dumb people out there that saying Kearney did it, you know? There are some dumb people out there. So thank you very much. Patricia sends $5 and goes, let's do a conga line on Tuesday. We'll keep it moving. I know. Will they allow conga lines? Will the state police allow conga lines? You know, it's going to be hard being on that side of the street. I bet you if you move around on the other side of the street by the registry of deeds, it's going to be impossible for them to just prevent anyone from walking on a public sidewalk, you know? Anyone. Don't wear pink, you know what I mean? Or just don't, if you want to not get in trouble, just act like a civilian, you know? Emily sends $5, goes, any idea what Cosgrove is doing about the Betero letters about KP? Why does he keep ignoring everything? Well, funny you should ask that question because that's next up on our list. Those letters are a will they do the right thing kind of thing. Like, what will Cosgrove do? And he never responds because he knows there's nothing he can say in response to them. So motions are coming soon. Let's just put it that way. So thank you, Emily. Chimera sends $5 and goes, looks like Turtleboy flew too close to the sun today in court. Sucks for the Commonwealth because you are still flying high and the sunburn only draws more attention to you. Keep it up. Well, thank you, Chimera. $50 from Dana and says, couldn't Karen's team drive along the buffer zone road, then get dropped off by the courthouse? We all know how much walking through her supporters boosted her spirits. Ooh, now we're talking. Now there's an idea. There's an idea. I like it. And maybe they will do just that. Maybe they will do just that. Next up. All right. Nikki sends $10, goes, can't stand Bev, but today was great. Arca ruling was awesome for the defense too. If this is how Bev acts after going to NOLA, I'll pay for her next trip. Yeah, I heard she was in New Orleans. Of course she was. But check this out. So Auntie Bev did rule on the Arca thing, and the trolls are taking this as a win, but I don't see how that is. It says here, it is ordered that by April 18th, which is what, 2 days from now, the defendant is to produce to the Commonwealth any outstanding discovery listed under 1, 2, and 3 of the Commonwealth's motion. So bills, invoices, contracts, retainers, engagement letters, or payments from March 1st, 2024 to the present. Okay. All emails, letters, or any written correspondence between any Arca employee and any member of the Reed defense team. All phone ledgers evidencing phone calls or text messages between. Okay. So like, yeah, no, sure. No problem. Like, okay. So you get bills, invoices, contracts. Sure. No problem, Spanky. In addition, the defendant must disclose to the Commonwealth any oral representation agreements or understanding regarding anticipated reimbursements or payments to or on behalf of Arca. Okay. All right. It is further ordered by April 21st, which is Monday, the first day of the trial. The defendant must disclose to the Commonwealth. I know it's the day after the trial. The Patriots Day must disclose to the Commonwealth any testing underway, requested or contemplated as to any testing underway that is not completed, the date the testing will be completed, and the results of any testing. To my knowledge, they're not doing any more testing. So sure. I mean, this is like basically, this is not, oh, sure. No problem. No problem. That's all this is. Like, they're like, this, she's laying the smackdown. They're like, yeah, sure. None of this shit sounds like a problem. Yeah. Get it to you. No problem. Whatever you need. Good luck. Let's see. Candace sends $10, goes, did you catch Lank and Good on mass accountability? I did. Hank looks like the guy the football team used to give swirlies to every Friday for good luck. P.S. You looked super hot in court today. I'm not making this up. She said it in the turtle chat. Again, I have to read it. I'm not flattering myself. I'm not sucking my own dick here. She's paid $10. She could say whatever she wants. But I watched Mass Accountabilities. I like that. Where are the rest of the auditors like that give police a hard time? Like the Canton is ground zero for First Amendment auditing. Like it should be. It should, like, everyone should be out there protesting these guys, getting up in their faces, asking them questions, stuff that I used to be able to do, but I got charged with witness intimidation, so I can't do it anymore, So thank you. Sarah sends $5 and says, wait, how do I send you a hilarious drawing I did of you in court today? You just email it to me, turtleboysports@gmail.com. Thank you. Krista sends $50, goes, hey, Dr. Daddy, you look amazing tonight. I'm not making this up. You look amazing tonight. Hot, of course, but more than that, seeing you struggling for the last few months and how you are hard on yourself. It is just wonderful to see your beautiful smile shine. Well done, sir. Free Karen Read and free Turtleboy. Again, uncomfortable reading like stuff like that, but again, they pay for it. I gotta read it. You're entitled to say whatever the fuck you want with your turtle chat. So thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. Who's that from? What was the name of that? That was from Krista. So thank you, Krista. Sam sends $5, goes, Peter said he'd come on your show after the trial's over. He likes you, and we all informed him you thought highly of him. He said, I like him or not. He opened this case, but he never said no. Just after the trial. You won big today. So happy for you. Well, thank you very much, Sam. Hank's stubborn cunt hairs Zuccarello sends $10 and goes, is Lally ever going to speak again? Or is he just going to sit there like a lump on a log for the next 6 weeks? Your guess is as good as mine, dude. How does he get up every day and go to work? And it's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to fucking sit there all day and do nothing. How does he stay awake? Like, he's the ultimate team player. You got to give him that. He will do anything. He will work with any corrupt bot. Like, he does not give a shit, but he just sits there. So thank you for that one. Okay. Next up, Desiree sends $25 and goes, what's up, Doc? Listening on short breaks from work. My phone is exploding with Turtleboy owns Brennan. You had him in checkmate all the way. Yes, there was a big L. I agree. Thank you. Brother Turtle sends $5 and goes, also with the tail light, there was no blood or skin found on any piece. They couldn't have made those scratches and punctures. Thank you for pointing that out. Exactly. That needs to be brought up too. If the tail light cut his arm up, then why isn't there blood on the tail light? Riddle me that. How does that make any sense? That tail light should have been covered in blood. It fucking cut his ass up. I mean, OJ had a bloody knife, for crying out loud. Kasha sends $5 and goes, Aidan, I also sent you the Derek video. You are in it. It's too fucking epic. Watch it. P.S. If you come for the Bang King, you better not miss. Spanky did. Yes, he did. Kasha, and I will share the video after. Danielle sends $25, goes, no intimidator required. Congrats on the win today, Doc. Let's fucking go. Time to fuck. Free Karen Read, free Turtleboy. Well, thank you, Danielle. Indeed, it is time to fuck. Biggle BA sends $10 and goes, can the defense call every neighbor on Fairview Road and ask them about their Ring doorbell cameras? Well, the neighbors at 32 are on the list, but, I suppose they could. I haven't really thought of that. Next up, Amy sends $25, goes, when I was watching today, when your attorney said you were going to plead the fifth, I said out loud, alone in my house, check. Oh, I think I already read that one. Let me refresh this. Lisa sends $10, goes, congrats today. Be waiting for your reaction to Chicken Parm Charlie's comment rebutting John Como during last night's select board meeting. Yeah, I saw that he said something like, just because somebody says something here is true, it doesn't mean it's true. Okay, Chris Albert. Enjoy your last year on the select board. That's what I would you know, I wouldn't say anything to him because that's contact. But if I were him, I would enjoy his last year because his ass is getting voted out. If John Connolly lost 2-1, it's going to be bad. That select board's going to be all women before you know it. It's going to be, you're done. You're done. You're done. Let me read some cash apps here. Okay. Dan sends $5 and goes, Chloe had braces during the last 3 years. Oh, that explains it. Brian Hale, photographer Brian Hale, documenting history, sends $5 and says, look at my latest picture in Turtleboy OnlyFans. I'll go look at it right now. Let's check it out. Oh God. Oh my God. He made me all red on there. I get it. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you, Brian. All right. Next up. Tracy sends $5 and goes, Bernie, Albert, dad, dentist made false teeth molds. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Dorothy sends $10 and goes, I'm dead. Fucking loser. He's getting spanked. Thank you very much, Dorothy. He is getting spanked. Okay. ProHawk VJ sends $5 and goes, zero metadata. I heard Chloe's mold was inverted. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you very much. Maria sends $5 and goes, thank you for making me LOL while impersonating Hanky. My pleasure. My pleasure. I do a lot of impersonations, so thank you. I'm glad you like it. Sarah sends $5 and goes, it depends. Okay. All right, cool. Let me just refresh the turtle chats. I got a message over here. Look at Coffindaffer's tweet from an hour ago. Somebody sends me. Let me check that out. I mean, she's got me blocked, but new Twitter, you can see people who blocked you. So, okay. I got to see her stupid tweet. I bet you she had some real stupid things to say about me taking the fifth today. Let me guess. Some real stupid things. Oh, God. Oh, God. Time for the truth, Arca. Oh, yeah. Stop acting like you know something, says Pete Budapluck. Oh, my God. These people are so retarded. This is the one? Is this the one you're talking about? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. Oh, she's so retarded. Brian Albert didn't plead the fifth. Yeah, Brian Albert's not under indictment. Brian Higgins didn't plead the fifth. His lawyer did stand there and hold his fucking hand. But Brian Higgins is also not under indictment. So he's not facing any charges, and the state's not coming after him. Colin Albert didn't plead the fifth. Colin Albert was also not questioned by police until 18 months after John O'Keefe was killed, and then was only spoken to in the context of being a victim of witness intimidation. So yeah, there's a little bit of difference there. Colin Albert also is not under indictment, therefore would have no reason to exercise any Fifth Amendment rights. I am. I mean, is she really this retarded? The blogger pled the fifth. We all know why. Yes, here's the thing about that. We do all know why I pled the fifth. We do all know why. And I don't even have to say it, do I? And I think we can all agree that it has nothing to do with with any sort of criminal behavior. Let me just ask the chat. I'm not going to admit to anything. I'm not saying this was my reason that I pled the fifth, but what do you guys think is the number one reason why I pled the fifth? What do you think is the number one reason? If you were to guess, because I won't say this, I'm not saying this, but I bet you guys know. What do you think is because she says it's the number one. We all know why. Huh. Huh. Protect my sources. Yeah, again, it's like I didn't say this. That's not the argument we made in court today at all. That's for sure. It's only because I don't want to testify, right? That's the only reason why. So, it's because I'm under indictment, right, H-Bag? Right. It's because I'm under indictment, right? It has nothing to do with, me just wanting to play, beat him in this match of wits that we have going on here and being able to do my job and getting around the sequestration order. That has nothing to do with it. I would tell you that much right now. But, we all know why. Yeah, sure we do. But if and when I go to trial in my own case, you'll see me take the stand then. I won't, that's no problem. No problem. But I don't think we're ever going to get there, to be honest. TikTok. Kearney, Cameron Reed is accused of murdering John O'Keefe. He knows what Reed did, but he was part of the plan, and he knows he better not talk about it. See, this is defamatory, Jennifer. This is defamatory. So, things have died down since the fake victim got her summons, but there's 5 people getting them. So keep saying defamatory shit, bitch. Keep this shit up. Fuck around, find out. He is part of the harassment, intimidation of witnesses, according to the court documents. They needed to call him, but he took the 5th. Where is all that tough guy bravado now? Oh, I know where the tough guy bravado is. I'm going to be in the courtroom. That's where that's going to be. I won. My goal was to stay in the courtroom and cover the case and do my show. Am I able to do those things? Yes. Was I able to do those things 24 hours ago? No. But I can now because we won. Suck on that, bitch. He is a blogger with no scruples and a filthy mouth. Nothing more. She's so mad. She's so mad, you filthy, disgusting cunt. You're so mad about it. Stay mad with that 1980s haircut you got going on, bitch. You are a fucking joke. You sound like fucking Miss Lippy every time you talk up there. The way you talk in your stupid monotone voice. You got taken over by a fucking robot. You are the definition of a diversity hire. You are the definition of that. You are I don't think you fucking did any work in the FBI. You're a fucking joke. Everybody's laughing at you, retard. But anyway, exactly, Jen. Oh yeah, sure thing. Anyway, yeah, they're so mad. Shut the fuck up. Do you not understand the law? Yeah. How are you not embarrassed? Because she's got no shame, dude. She's just a fucking moron. Do you have anything? She say anything else stupid? Okay. All right. Cool. Anybody else got anything to say? Let me just refresh the turtle chats in case I missed anything. Lisa sends $10. Goes, hey, Dr. Turtleboy, we are celebrating your win today. We would be lost without you. Love you. Well, thank you. I know. I mean, I don't want to kiss my own ass or anything like that, but think of how boring the trial would be without my show every two nights a week or more. 3 nights a week with Sex Cult, maybe more than that. Maybe a bonus show here or there. It wouldn't be the same. It would be like, fuck. I need the doctor. I need his analysis on this. That. So I'm here. It was a win for everyone today. It was a win for everyone. I did the right thing. EMC, last one of the night, sends $10 and goes, Bev is mad about removal from 𝗵𝗵𝐾lancy case and RAJ, Regional Administrative Justice, I think that is. Yeah, I mean, dueling's the new Raj, so I don't know, but all right, guys. Anybody else got anything before we call it a night? Well, all right, cool. I am going to call it a night, but we will see everybody. Oh, tomorrow's sex cult night, so strap up, get your rubbers ready. We'll be going to town tomorrow night, talking about more fun shit, and we'll see you guys then. All right, peace, Turtle Riders.
It calls for data including calendars, alerts, reminders, notes, text messages, pictures, or videos from April 1st, 2023 through and including October 5th, 2023. 7 months.